virtually every one of the top 40 records being played on every radio station in the United States is a communication to the children to take a trip, to cop out, to groove. The psychedelic jackets on the record albums have their own.
This is a special question. We don't want you to smoke genetically modified ganja. We want you to smoke the real thing.
Me?
We want you to smoke the natural herb.
Sweet.
Some call it marijuana.
Sweet.
Some call it sensimilla.
Sweet.
Some call it lamb's bread.
The tea.
And some people call it...
Welcome to another edition of the Adam Dunn Show. I'm your host, Adam Dunn.
I'm Dave Charnick.
I'm J-Lo.
We are actually in the studio. We made it.
We're off center, though.
Traffic.
We're all off center. We don't know what we're doing.
Course, right off
Right off the bat.
We're figuring it out.
So
Hold on.
Right off.
It's okay. It's this one over here.
Dave's coughing uncontrollably. Forgot he has a mic in front of him after all these years. He's like, when I cough, I should cough right into the mic.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Are you saying that
I didn't get
because
to
you
do
went online?
and I didn't even get to do a dab. I fucked up.
Gosh.
Yeah, dude. What the hell?
I know. I was like running in the door. Well, it was tough because when I got to shave Dave's head and he has to shave my face, you know how it goes, right? Did you see that in the chat? You didn't see
I
that?
didn't see
That was
it.
the latest one. Like, yeah, I think that Dave's shaving Adam's face and Adam's shaving. You can tell I did a terrible job on Dave's a hippie now. Dave, what the fuck's going on with your
Yeah,
hair?
you do got like
You think you got hair now all of a sudden?
I just shaved my beard today.
And now your hair grew like 3 inches?
Is it really?
Yeah, you look a little long and lust.
I don't think anyone's ever described my hair using lust, ever. But so thank you.
Not to your face.
Not to my face.
And we have your boy coming in, huh?
My boy?
Your boy, Mr. Hatch, coming in the studio
Whoop,
soon.
whoop.
Well, maybe we should have told her that before. Oh,
didn't
well,
know?
forget it. Nope.
She
I
can
mean,
read the
earlier
card.
this
She
no.
can read the card.
Of course I do.
So we have Andrew Hatch coming back into the studio. He's got something to tell us. I don't know what it's about.
He wouldn't tell me what it was. He just says, I have something to talk about.
I love that because today is all of that, pretty much from all sides. Same thing with Dale. She was like, I want to tell you some stuff. I mean, there is a whole bunch of public news out there, but then she's got some even bigger news. The public news is that they have a movie coming out and all sorts of good stuff. They're doing a screening of that. It seems like everybody's got a movie these days, doesn't it? It's like movie days. Hey, I got a movie, by the way.
Great idea.
Why don't we have a movie?
Yeah, let's go.
Why don't we have a movie? We make a 3-hour movie every Friday.
3-hour movie.
Sweet.
It's big in Japan.
It's really, and the editing,
It
it's
is.
just the editing kills
Yeah,
us.
we
all
edit
that
a lot.
editing.
All right.
All that editing.
I thought that's
So
the
we're
reason.
gonna have Dale Sky Jones from Oaksterdam coming on the show to announce some big stuff. We've got Andrew coming in to announce some big stuff, and and we're making it. We're making this long weekend. We're starting this long weekend as a There he is. That's OG Eric. He's not on the show. He's just coming to chill. He's just coming.
Just coming to chill?
Just coming
You
to
don't want me
chill.
to wave at anybody and invite him on the show again?
No, that's what you do
I've
always.
already done that.
He always does that. You're like, all of a sudden, you're like, wait a minute.
Because the way the light is right here, I can tell there's a body right there, but that's about
It's a
it.
halo.
Halo.
Oh, wait, we do have some big fucking news, man.
Do we?
Yeah, how about a drum roll?
Oh, I don't know. You think we have drops around here or something like that?
Oh, he's hit a beauty here, Kurt.
J-Lo is
Oh,
going to
God.
roll a joint.
Oh, yeah, I'm
That's
doing
big
it.
news.
I'm fucking
She
doing
needed
it.
me to break it up, though, because she's like, does anybody have a grinder?
So I told the
Oh, you're going to
boys-
roll a joint. I mean, not a back swag.
No, like a joint
I'm
with,
gonna do
with
it.
paper and not that tobacco swag.
I literally told the boys
It's going to be a
that
disaster. I can already tell.
I was going to
Who are
roll
the
a
boys?
joint for
The boys.
you and I to share, but nobody else.
Oh, not Dave?
Nobody else.
Mark
It's
said he was
because I made fun of her.
Nice.
Just kidding. We might share.
And it's also, so it's Labor Day weekend, and we're having Bar Turp Town tomorrow. So if you are in Denver, you want to come hang out with us.
Well, if you're in Denver, man, don't drive right now. Just stay home right now. Let everybody else fucking drive, because everybody is on the road.
Is it
right
not
now.
too? Is that like not the most predictable thing in the whole world though? It's like Labor Day. Oh, you
I
think there'll be
forgot it was
traffic?
a holiday.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
come
you
on.
could be like me and just live in the clouds, and you have no clue on what's going on, and all of a sudden you get in your car and you're like, "What the fuck is
not-
going on?"
It wasn't bad on my way. It was just about right when we get to this exit, it starts. You know what I mean, from the south. But from the north, you guys are getting crushed, right?
Dude, I just want to give a shout out to 14er because this jam band is fire.
Yeah,
right now.
it
This
always
flower,
is.
holy shit.
Hi, party.
Holy shit. How do they sell moist weed in Colorado?
How do they do it?
I don't know.
How do they do it?
They do it. This is moist right now.
Say that
And it's in a
one more
can too. That's pretty impressive because usually the cans are always like,
Well,
you look great and the idea is great.
Well, it's all
But-
nitrogen packed, right?
Yeah.
By the
and-
time it actually gets into your hands, it's fucking like, dust.
So when they first started doing this with the cans, I challenged them to stick a whole bunch aside and we'll come back in a year and open them. And we did. And they were fine.
Really?
And then we did 2 years and they were fine. So
Well, it's all about putting it in at the right time, then I guess. It's like timing is everything, isn't it?
oh, true. So true.
So, how was your week, Dave?
It was actually fantastic and fantasticer that Pennsylvania is letting everybody out of jail for cannabis, nonviolent cannabis offenses. Records will be expunged, no more jail time. And if they ever do set up social equity, they're going to include everybody who was in jail in Pennsylvania. That was great news, which is it kind of fucked though that it's Pennsylvania and that we're still waiting for the rest of the country. And the federal government is so far behind. Didn't you post that thing, Vinnie, about Kamala Harris giving her little, if you elect us, we're going to let everybody, we're going to decriminalize at a federal level. Well, it's 2 fucking years later. They haven't done
I stay out of politics.
Oh, yeah, right. It's coffee politics.
Has anything ever been followed through on? I mean, come on.
No, they're all a bunch of fucking liars. You know about the only thing, the only truth I got out of the last cycle was telescopic. And
Shout out to Telly.
yeah, really bringing to my attention that the Republican that we didn't vote back in was the strongest proponent for cannabis that we had in the state. Correct me, Ryan. Tell me, it was Bennett, right? I think that was the guy. But it's just fucked. We need some proper cannabis legislation and some.
Well, the sad part
movement.
about it is it's so fucking easy because we have history, right? We can actually go back and look at numbers. We can show there's facts. We have facts that can back it up. But nobody wants to take that. They don't want to take that stand. You know what I mean? They're just rather like, no, we'll just pretend like we're being like Colorado's just been hard on. They've been hard on,
Dabbers.
mostly on people dabbing, but like usage for sure, like public usage, and even when did you see that commercial with fucking Polis where he's like, and I would never arrest you for smoking in your house, like in your home.
In your home.
It's like
Not on public.
fuck you in your home.
Yeah, really. What the fuck is that? What,
Well,
how-
at least he gave you that, though.
let me give you the concept
Still,
here.
that is
Polis.
bullshit, though. That is so
Yeah.
bullshit.
Governor Polis, question. Bars exist, yes or no?
There you go.
Okay, what do people do at bars? It was actually considered right when we were growing up. It was considered. This is long before you were born, J-Lo.
Yeah.
It was considered, poor form to drink by yourself. Like,
Really?
oh yes.
Thank God it's changed.
Yeah,
Unless you were George Thorogood. you could get away with that shit all day.
But the law states you have to get high alone.
So do you think that it's classy now when you see somebody drinking by themselves?
No, I'm using
right,
it as
I
an
just wanna
example
make sure.
of why
Just wanna
we
make
should
sure.
have consumption lounges with
Oh.
other human social lounges.
For sure.
All right, who's going to go to the Jad fucking place? Come on, somebody get off their ass and
we
go down
can
there.
go. I
Anybody
spoke to
can
the
go.
owner. No, I
Anybody
mean
can
we can
go.
do a show from there.
I
if we
know.
want.
Well, we can do that too, but somebody just go check it out.
I think that you
Every time I ask somebody, they're like, "Oh, I heard about it." I'm like,
Why don't we just send MTI right now? We won't
"MTI,
listen.
go."
go.
Go to Jad now. Go to
like
Jad.
a 15-minute thing from there, and then I'll go home.
Yeah.
Is that cool?
No, not home.
Yeah, home.
Back to edit.
No, home. It's good, right? I
done
can just do like a
studies, you know.
15-minute remote and get the fuck out of here, right?
Who's going to edit? Think about the editing, please.
All right.
No, he did edit once.
Okay, hold on. I have to go find my phone.
Uh oh. Yeah, because why not ask someone who can go look for your phone?
Isn't that your-
The Adam Dunn of the Adam Dunn Show is going to get up to go look for his phone.
I'm really surprised that Dave didn't cry when I pulled out my torch. He didn't even notice I brought Little Cricket.
I saw Little Cricket. It's actually Noisy Cricket.
Noisy Cricket, that's what it
I
is.
wish you could make the sound of crickets.
Do you wanna catch his hands?
It's better.
I think
Whatever.
Vinny can make crickets. Come on.
Did you hear?
I got crickets.
I
Mark,
got crickets all day.
after he DJs all day tomorrow at Bar Turptown, he will be going to his other job, then another job, and then he's DJing a rave from 2 to 4 a.m. in Denver.
That's early.
I didn't even know
Wait, the first
MTI
DJ?
had a job.
He's got like 12. We count them all the time.
I can see it when I look at him.
We did 5
I just
minutes.
see 12 job, driven, ambitious, MTI.
Whatever.
Oh, whose whatever was that, Vinny?
Exceptional chocolates today, Vinny. What's going on?
Oh, those are the licorice ones.
That's a burn.
Yeah, those are licorice.
They're good today, Vinny.
No, it's exceptional.
Yeah.
Well, pass them down.
I mean, the quality of the chocolate itself.
Oh yeah.
What'd you do?
I did change it up.
He
a little
tempered
bit.
it.
Yeah.
We got licorice in it, though, in case you don't like it.
All right. Well, you can't have any.
Go
I
chunky.
know. I'll start slurring.
No, go for it, girl.
We
Okay.
had someone call in for
I'll take
2
the skinny
seconds.
one.
There you go.
How about Tommy?
I
That
know.
was good. There you go. That'll do fine.
That'll
Did
do
you
fine.
give him a link, or did you call him in
You'll
regular?
be fine. No,
I gave him a link.
Go get in the show.
All right, he's got 15 minutes because we got her coming on at 4:20.
Well, let's talk to Vinny for a second.
You're right.
Vinny, he's here all the time.
What's in this chocolate?
Chocolate
Worms.
and licorice.
Worms.
Licorice?
Yeah.
Extract or actual?
No, little pieces. Don't you feel them?
Little pieces of chocolate. I had
Can't
to
you
find
feel it?
soft chocolate. I had to find. It's vegan.
Smooth.
Wait, do they all have it or just a few?
All of it.
Smooth.
I said smooth and it wasn't for Carta. Oh, shit. Hold on.
Fuck it, man.
Fuck it, man.
All right.
So this has got 2's CBD. It's got our THC, and it's got Miles's
Now,
mixture.
I sent a message out to Miles,
I sent 2, and then I even
and I even put the studio should smell good in case he would catch that, knowing that it was like it was a
I did one.
that was a
too.
come to the studio vibe,
I told Nick from Portal Provisions to just kidnap his ass. And bring
But John
him here.
Kingston might show up. He said he was going to try to come through.
I failed to text him, so I hope you did.
Somehow I believe that.
Yeah.
Yeah, failed.
I can.
All right, where's
I'm
Tommy?
gonna
Is he trying to call in again or what? What's going on?
Tommy Fox.
Should I hit him up?
I just sent him the link, so.
I'll hit him up.
I told him it would be pretty cool if Zoom now.
Isn't this weekend something? Isn't it special?
Labor Day?
Yeah.
Isn't this weekend special something?
Yeah.
Wow.
Are you guys doing anything?
Millennials.
You were supposed to come to town.
Yeah, you're supposed to be here
Yeah,
at
you're
our
coming to
thing,
town
but you're
tomorrow.
going to be moving somebody in the family.
I won't
assume.
be here.
Who's moving this week?
Guys.
Come on, who's moving? Cousin?
Okay, back to what
Who
you
do you
guys
guys-
are doing
Are you
this
gonna-
weekend.
We are doing our bar
Oh,
trip.
wait,
now.
I'm not supposed to do this. Hold on.
All the
No,
girls
I'm
can,
doing
just
this
that I'm
one
the one
and
that
you
gets
do that
caught.
one because 2 is better than 1.
We're gonna be all bar turf towned out.
Yeah, and funky bunched up.
What time are
Yeah.
you guys starting this?
You know, there's
Same
a
as
flyer.
always.
There's
I'll
a
be
flyer.
here.
that
Look at
was
the
put out.
fly. Look at the
There was a flyer.
details.
You're
Guys,
even-
there is people listening to the show right now.
Like, guys,
I don't
there's
know how to
people
tell you
live
this.
that don't look at Instagram all day long.
This is just.
How he's trying to call me now. Classic. I love when people. Anybody who calls me on a Friday around 5 o'clock,
Yeah.
it's just so out of it.
Hey,
Like,
shout
I have
out
no
to Big
idea. They're like,
Dummy.
let me call Adam up. It's 5 o'clock on a Friday. It'd be perfect time to call him up. Oh. Yeah. Unless you want to be on the show.
I
That's
did.
what I told homie. Unless you want to be on the show, don't be calling me.
Don't call me, bro.
Don't be calling.
Oh, I did notice that everybody wants Mr. Block back.
Well, no, you're using
They
the wrong
want
name.
Block.
Wrong
They
name.
He
want
turned
Block.
into the stone guy on the
Stone
right.
guy on the
Stone
right.
guy on the right. Stone
I like
guy
it, Picasso.
on right.
Sweet.
Because we had the 710 Labs guy in here.
Sigur.
Got us all stoned with that sticky weed.
weed.
And after that, he got all like spacey, and everyone was like, "Stone guy on the right."
Oh,
he became
yeah.
his own,
Stone guy on the right left with a few nugs of that 710 sticky weed, too.
Oh yeah,
So he went home and did the same thing.
He was on it.
Yeah, that's tight.
That guy reminded me so much of this person I trimmed with at the clinic back in the day. Like,
He was that guy.
he was 100% though. Like, I seriously thought it was him when I got here. Anyways, he was a sparkle to everybody's day.
Sparkle pup. Oh.
Yeah, everyone loved him. They want him back. They want him back
Do you
on
think-
the show.
Do you think that we could like call him and see if he's busy? It looks pretty busy.
I'm pretty sure he's not busy.
World of pure imagination.
I mean, the only one busy on a Friday night, really, is Rosendogs.
Can I tell you
Yeah, I
guys
mean-
that my dog got fixed this week? All of his balls,
All of his balls? How?
All of them.
and his eyeballs,
Like they
because he
went there
had
and scraped
All
them
his
all
balls.
out.
Balls. You got any more balls? Balls of his feet?
Yeah.
Little balls of his paws.
balls
Those-
on his eyes. He had this thing called cherry eyes. And so he got his eye surgery. He looks like a Jack and Sally doll or something.
Why did you have to?
He got his balls fixed or chopped off, I guess.
Did you get him a facelift?
I mean,
He's got, like, the
he's
little-
kind of got
He's
that.
got the shock look all the time. He's like, why is your dog all in shock?
He's
No.
got a little coat.
He's got a little lift, a little work done.
Yes. He's gonna look so good in 2 weeks. It's gonna be like nothing ever happened.
We could have 2 baby cows.
But I think it's funny because his name is Pollen, and I named him that for, it's my little pollinator. But
And now he can't
and now
pollinate
he's like-
anything because you fucking chopped him.
I was like, should I call you S?
Did you ask the vet if you could hold
Why
the
can he
scissors?
just run through your thing and just slaps his tail everywhere and makes a big mess? Is that kind of
Well,
that pollinator?
he is kind of like a hot mess. He's like a tan Chiweenie, So he's like a dachshund and a Chihuahua.
Wow.
Anyways,
That sounds
A Chiweenie?
like a
a
disaster.
Chiweenie. Once you go Chiweenie,
Sounds like a genetic disaster right there.
he was supposed to be a Pomeranian,
And now he has cherry eye.
and now he's.
There you go.
Cherry eye.
I would imagine. Okay,
Well,
I sent him a thing. I said,
Is that a real thing, cherry eye?
Guys, you can't make this shit up.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
yeah, but
Well, I wish that I could trust you guys.
It has the juice.
Anyways,
All right, joint rolled.
Oh, sorry.
so we have a slower joint roller in the house.
Ooh, even slower than Dave.
Yeah,
it's
it's
gonna
official.
take time.
It is 100% official
It's gonna take a
Yeah.
long
because
time.
Dave's slow, and he's finished.
I'm thinking
Listen.
that we need.
I don't have a grinder.
We need to get the fucking stopwatch out, and you
This
know.
is bullshit. This is like my third joint, okay, in my life. How many joints have you rolled?
Do you have? Wait, can you put the bud cam on?
Nah.
On the joint roll?
Nah.
This isn't worth it.
No, they would like that. Where's Tommy Fox from Fish Shit?
He's gonna call in. He's driving right now. He said, "But I said, he's like, is that cool?" I was like,
Yeah.
sure, dude. I mean, as long as don't crash. I mean, that's
He's re-asking a question because I already told him that like 3 hours ago that it was totally fine.
Oh, it's totally
This
fine.
is bullshit.
Everything's fine.
Yes, Vinny, perfect job.
okay. It's classic. So. Okay, keep going, guys. I'm trying to text.
Well, I was just trying to
Keep it
think-
rolling. Keep
I had a discussion with the vice president of innovations at WANA.
Oh,
Yeah,
the VP at Wana.
I'm gonna say that I fucking love their products.
Yeah.
Absolutely love their.
What's your favorite?
I like their 50 milligram gummies.
Oh,
Yeah, those they don't taste medicine-y at all, and they taste really good. I think taste-wise, the Nove, the 10 milligrams, kind of one-up them, but it's not a fair comparison because there's not 50 milligrams in it, and so I'd be hard-pressed to think that they taste just the same. But anyway, when I spoke to him,
You come to
he was all excited about trying to work out some type of product sponsorship for the show, which I thought would be great.
I would absolutely love that.
Yes, I would too, but I remember I go back way back with Nancy and Joe, and I already asked Joe, and he listened to the show once,
He
and
said no.
it wasn't that he said no. The way he phrased it was
You let him
so-
listen to the show, dude. That is the absolute
fucking-
deal killer
I-
right there.
well,
You
that was
never-
it.
If you
Never
want to get
and
sponsorship,
everything.
never let him listen to the show. That's
Yeah.
the number
This
one
was
way that you will not get the
years
sponsorship.
ago.
Like, you
When
got to be smart about this shit, dude. Come on.
Didn't he
Don't
come
ever.
on the show?
No. Yeah, but they're on the show. They don't.
Yeah,
it's
we
like
had
you're in a
him on the
different
show.
position, so you think there's millions of people out there, and they're all like, he's got signs and stuff. But with the other way around, when you're like, actually listening to, you're like, these guys are
All right.
fucked up.
I
got
able
Tom.
to convince.
Oh, look at him. He's there. He's gonna. See, he doesn't listen. Tommy don't listen. He's from Rhode Island. Typical.
Well, I'm
Rhode
driving.
Island.
I can jump back on in a minute.
Yeah, you can. Of course, you can. Actually,
me to drive in a minute?
We like the driving ones because then you get all angry at people and we get to see the real you for once.
Do us a favor.
I'll show you, Ang.
Don't fucking look at the camera. Look at the road.
Yeah, pretend like we're not here.
Yeah.
You're gibbering.
Look- take
No,
that-
stop
no,
looking
stop
at
that.
us.
That's hilarious.
Oh, somebody is. Is that you holding the camera? Who's holding it?
Anyways,
I mean-
either way. What's up, Tommy?
Dude,
How you doing?
he's a fucking one-man wrecking crew. Look at him. He's
Yep.
a cameraman. He's a driver. He's the host.
Listen, I'm very versatile. I play many roles.
Did you? Are you coming from Worcester? You coming from over Worcester?
Well, so we
geez.
went to set. We were supposed to set up, but our wagon was too large to set up tonight. So they asked us to come on in tomorrow morning. So unfortunately, I didn't get to set up, but I did a quick pivot and I went skydiving instead.
Oh, look at you! Look at you!
I made the most of my time. Yeah. So
And you
yeah,
survived.
so-
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
How y'all been? I haven't seen you since
And you
Cowboy Cup
survived.
last year, brother. It's been almost a year.
Well, like, obviously, right?
Yeah, it's a pleasure to have you on.
There we go.
For all of you who don't know, this is Tommy Fox, one of the seniors at a company called Fish Shit, which is fishheadfarms.com. And the disclaimer is no fish are harmed in the removal of their diapers. Tommy takes painstaking care to take each one off by hand, squeeze all the fish shit out, and then re-diaper the fish. Send it on its way.
Absolutely.
You know the
Scientific.
process. That's
Science.
proprietary diaper removal system brought to you from this guy right here.
DPRS?
Yes.
Listen, I have that shtick down cold at shows. I think I've said this to you guys on the show before. People are like, so how do you get the shit? I'm like, proprietary diaper system. Hooks into the gills, and they're like, what kind of fish do you use? I'm like, great white sharks. What? If I get you with the diaper, I'm definitely doubling down and getting you with the great white shark.
I think you need to double down and say when they say what kind of fish you use. Say
I like
dolphin.
that they're great white shacks. They're not even sharks. They're shacks. Shack.
No, there's no.
It's a great white shack.
There's no. Absolutely. And the farther I get into the Midwest, the less R's I use when I'm chatting with folks. So.
Then they really don't know what
sharks, diapers, the whole nine.
That's good. That's good though, because we continue the tradition. So we have never broken. We've never broken it. We continue with the story. we claim it's real. So
Shit.
It's real.
Absolutely.
Did
we're
you
gonna
just
miss you
say?
tomorrow, bro?
What are you gonna
I
miss?
thought for sure you'd be coming into. We got the Cultivators Cup. Ad was there last year.
I know. I was there last year, and then this year I knew. It's actually, I'm actually glad I didn't go because it's going to be there's so much going on out here this year, and Worcester. I don't know, man. Worcester's a rough little place. It's not the best part of Massachusetts. That's for sure. I can tell you that.
I mean, if you were going to put an enema in Massachusetts,
that's where you want
the entry point.
Yeah, and that's not even arguable. I mean, it's just known. Like that's where you would put it right in Worcester. Yep. Look, here's what it is. I got to say this, right? So we've had the Harvest Cup there for a number of years, and I think Jordan was taking a page out of their book because the Worcester cops don't give a fuck. They've got so much other shit going on that they just don't care, right? They're super cool. They're super lenient. When they started the Harvest Cup, they're like 4 or 5 years ago, 17, I think. It was kind of uncanny and weird to sit there and be like, there's 100 people smoking and the cops are like sitting there doing nothing. So they do a lot of shows in New England and Worcester because I think the leniency of law enforcement and the fact that they just don't give a flying rat's ass.
Right.
So,
unlike the Boston cops, fuckers.
You know what? They're actually not so bad now either. I think after a few years of them doing the knee can in Boston,
shit!
They
You're getting pulled. Didn't you hear that?
I did.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Not much reaction though.
As long as you're in Massachusetts or Rhode Island, as long as the envelope is big enough, they turn a blind eye to anything.
Great.
Sounds lovely. Welcome to America.
The old way.
Welcome to America.
Welcome to.
So what's new in the world of fish shit, man? We haven't spoken to you in forever. Do we have any? Are you feeding the fish anything new to create like really potent shit?
No. Well, yeah, no. Process and proprietary process is still the same, but I would like to make an announcement, not a full announcement, but we have a new product dropping in 2 weeks, which we'll be going live with. We have a coordinated marketing effort that you're going to see with all of our different distribution partners. We're going to be launching it here, Canada, the UK.
Nice.
And wherever we are, the product is going to launch simultaneously. So I can't speak to what that is right now, but stay tuned.
I heard squirrel shit was hot these days. I heard that's where they're going. Everyone's going to
squirrel shit.
Squirrel shit. I heard that's the big one.
No, I think isn't it like seafaring stuff? So they're good at this, like lobster shit.
Oh, octopus shit. That'd be a good one.
Crab shit.
Octopus. Octopus.
I'm going to give you a hint. It's
Plus
not
for your
it has
plants.
nothing to do with
Plant
Listen,
pus.
we've good shit. So no shit coming to you guys, but it's a new product. I think everybody's going to love it.
Nice.
I mean, other than that, all's well and good.
Okay, so I got to ask you something. Since you're the lord of fish shit, basically, in our world.
Wait, is it a perfume spray?
We have had contact with another fish product out there recently, Mr. Larry Footer, which I'm sure you know of.
I've heard of Larry. I don't really know Larry. I think he's. I don't really know what they're doing. I know that's a completely different product than ours.
It is. It is.
It's completely different product.
Well, he's running a complete line. He's running a complete line. That's his whole thing. So you really got to kind of use it. And I'm doing a seed run with him right now. So I'm gonna check it out.
Sorry.
But it was interesting because it was like you got the FOOP and you got the fish shit. So I think, are those the only two products on the market right now though that you know of? Besides the sea kelp and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, as far as fish.
I mean, so as far as what, I wouldn't even put us in the same category as he's a nutrient line.
Mm-hmm.
I think they use it different. Like they don't have their own farms and stuff like that. And I can't speak too much of the product. I know, it's our farm. It's not industrial fish waste. So we don't process stuff from other people's farms. We control the process soup to nuts, right? Yeah. So our farm, our production process, our proprietary process. So I think that he's just a little bit different in what he's doing. I don't, as far as other fish-based products, there's another company out of New England called Fish Brew. They are actually very similar to us. Great guys. I've yucked it up with them a few times. They're just they've got a nutrient line as well. They're more what Larry they're more organic than what Larry's looking to accomplish, right? So they have their own fish farms and stuff like that. So I think Larry's.
So New England is like the fish food capital of. It seems like it's all in New England now. They're all.
Yeah, I think he's from Washington. I think his company's based out of Washington D.C. or Maryland, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't think he's from New England either.
Okay, East Coast though. We'll give it to the. Oh, there he is, Mr. There he is, Mr. Hatch in the house. What's going on?
Not a lot.
So, well, cool. You should be
a guest here.
Yeah, we got one of our guests rolling in now, and you are probably getting home, I'd assume, pretty soon. So, get your dabber ready. Come on back and hang out with us.
Listen,
we lost. He got home and his internet got great.
Yeah.
I would love to come on and drop the new product with you guys on one of the first week and so. Sound good?
Yeah, for sure. And we're in we'll keep you informed on our market days because maybe you can come out and hang out with us on our next farmers market because that's perfect because then you can do your thing, man. That's what you like to do.
Why don't you mail us some of whatever the new product is so that when you announce it, we're opening it here.
Yeah, at 100%, right? So before the announcement, everybody that we want to have it in hand, we'll have it in hand, and we'll, the day that week we launch, we'll go live with it with you guys. How does that sound?
That sounds like a plan.
Is it something we can open? Because if it were fish shit, we can't even fucking open it though.
No, it's not fish. He already said it.
Yeah, open. I promise you. Listen.
Okay.
There is no smell in this product, and no fish were also in the making of this product, so we can use the same disclaimer. No fish were harmed in the making of this one as well.
Oh.
Nice.
So
I'm using it on my
you guys
tomatoes.
Have a good night, and I will see you guys in a few weeks.
All right. See you in a few weeks. Peace out, man.
Everything's ruined.
And he's out.
So you mean when you stuffed all the rosin on the paper and then you lit the paper on fire and then all the rosin burned off?
No, I pushed it in there, bud.
Wow. All right. I struck a nerve, so from now on, nobody talk about J-Lo's joints.
Just it's not burning well, though.
Okay, so it's
not burning good.
Let's give her a heads up that we're ready for her. Did she send you any extra stuff? Because I gave her your email.
Nothing.
Face to face. No?
Okay. I'm looking now. Nothing.
Well, here we go.
Here we go. And Andrew can join us at any moment he wants. Yeah. What's going? So we have our guest coming in from Oaksterdam, from Dale Sky. Nice. She's calling in a second. They have some big announcements going on, and they got a new movie coming out about them, and a whole bunch of stuff. And then you got some major announcements, like major ground shaking shit.
I mean, I couldn't even leak it because
we weren't even allowed. I know. Dave made
no
it all.
Pressure, right?
Exactly. It's got to be the biggest thing ever announced on the show. Ever.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Bigger than cats.
Well, every scientist thinks they're the only one that sees the meteor.
Mm-hmm. Whoa.
They've done studies,
I imagine they have.
How long do we have? Are we going to have time to finish the show?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're just barely.
Okay.
Dang.
Hug your friends. Everybody hug. Hug your mom right now, please.
Oh, yeah.
That's not how you hug your mom.
That's not, Vinny, appropriate.
Definitely not how you hug your mom.
Holy
So,
moly.
would anybody like to try these live rosin
Yes.
gummies?
Oh yeah, for sure. I've been hearing
That's
such
what-
things
yeah,
about them.
we're all-
Yeah, these are from Wana.
Are these
How many
vegan or
milligrams?
non-vegan?
They're vegan.
Nice.
Yep, they're vegan. They have organic sugar.
They're 10s.
Yep, they're 10s. They're fast acting as well. They bypass your liver, so they stay Delta 9.
I saw the commercial. It's supposed to open your mind.
Wait, there's a commercial?
Yeah, there's a commercial.
Cool. I should get a TV.
That tastes so good.
They're very tasty.
They're good. Very good. They're very, very nice. Consistent.
What's this flavor?
That's a very nice gummy.
It's watermelon slushy.
We got a winner.
Watermelon slushy. This is the
Watermelon.
jam.
Yeah, you can tell it's definitely not.
Slushy.
Yep, they're nice.
What's that, Mark?
It's like a
Pectin.
pectin. Yeah.
Hey, that's the word. Ding, 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 ding.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
know.
Give
Thank
yourself
you.
give yourself a bell.
I will. Dude, I'm doing it. It's happening.
If we had a sound
like-
guy, he would give you a woot woot right
Oh, it
now.
would have been so good. There you
He
go.
did it. He was working on it.
I know. He was getting there.
Building up.
Have some
Price is Right ding or something like
gotta
that
have
would have
the
worked
faith,
too.
the faith.
I don't speak English.
All right.
I speak.
What's going on here?
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
Okay, so she
That
said
was
she'll be
good.
here in a sec.
I
She's
like
just
that.
getting the room ready. So.
This is so good. I don't even.
Oh, she's
wanna
doing.
eat
Oh no,
it
she's
all.
doing the. They're doing the. What is it? The break room. What's the name of the? one
She
everybody's-
like nibbled the thing in like
Clubhouse.
8 bites.
Clubhouse. They're starting a
So
clubhouse now,
You have to cherish it.
and then she's
Yeah.
gonna jump on us.
Respect it.
No.
No, I saw a
No, I
commercial.
mean, I respect it all,
Chew.
piece at a time.
I'm gonna be so high. We ate Vinnie's chocolates.
Something
I
new
ate
on the
this.
show. Jesus, like every show, like we're gonna have. People are gonna start betting on how small your eyes get.
I know.
It's
I get
quite
sloppier
amusing.
than
It's quite
you guys.
amusing.
It's not the same.
So here, let me just
You just
read
have to
this
smoke
personal
more
cell
weed.
phone number out
It's
of.
true. Smoke them if you got them.
This
No, I'm just kidding. You smoke
This
a lot
is
of weed.
420 Durban OG, and as I look at the cannabinoid profile,
It's the edibles that get
How
you.
addictive are those
passed.
things?
It's true.
Let's see here.
Ooh, ooh.
Oh, 28%.
What are we looking at?
How addictive are those
22%.
things?
This is
28,
secret.
THC. I want to see.
20.
Does this
This is
list
secret.
terpenes
What is
anywhere?
this for? Weed or?
No, I don't think so.
It doesn't list terpenes though.
Is this for the gummies? Or
No, I think it's for this.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say.
Oh.
I don't
Where's
speak
that?
English.
No, I don't think they give a COA with the gummies at the dispensary, unfortunately.
No, I bet you though you can scan that QR code
Well,
that's on there, and you
shit.
can probably get the COA.
The futurist
It's
now.
a really shitty joint. I still have a long way.
It's
to
not
go.
bad. What are you talking about?
Aw.
Who says it's shitty?
Adam.
Dave tried to.
I did not say
Dave
it
was
was
saying-
shitty.
yeah.
She'll do all her own self-deprecation without my help. Don't you worry.
Andrew, how's your day been?
Oh,
My day has been involved, interesting. Those are both lies.
What?
No, it's been involved, partly interesting. I don't know, kind of mundane. What about you guys?
That's a terrible answer. You're supposed
Yeah,
to make
isn't
up
it?
shit. Make
Yeah.
up some stuff. Come on.
I mean,
well, what about the meteor that was coming? I mean,
Yeah.
well,
could've
I
gone
don't
with
want
that
to spoil
story.
the surprise. You know what I
that's
mean?
true.
Like, I'll tell y'all like the day before.
So this is some fire Durban right there. I like that nose. I haven't smelled
This
that in
is
a while.
Durban?
Classic Durban.
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh
Classic
shit, I
Durban.
want to check that out for sure.
Who's that from?
Yeah.
This is from Mr. Martinez over there. An
Really?
OG Gorilla
Oh my gosh.
original.
You have the real Durban?
Ooh,
I am so fucking jealous.
damn.
I can't believe
Wow.
I have one seed like from like seriously like 12 years ago or something somebody gave me, and it's in this little tissue packaging.
When
and
I
it's-
first moved to Colorado,
like
that
to
was
be a-
the most like between that and the flow. It was like every shop. Durban flow, Durban flow, and the Durban. This funny thing is it's not really a Durban at all. It's like it's got nothing to do with Durban. Durban's really like long, long fingery buds that are dark, and they just got a real anisey licorice kind of vibe to it. Really noticeable. The color, the contrast on the leaves and the buds is super like it's like purple buds and green leaves. They really have this distinct look to them. And then the one here is like it's got that bulbous bud shape. Short.
Yeah, and it's got like the wide leaf segments and
Yeah, it's like okay. I'm like that is not, but it has a distinctive thing, and it became its own. In Colorado. It's funny after being here only for a few years, people would hand me something and I'd be like, Durban? And they'd be like, how'd you know? And it was like, it's just the only thing that has that.
It's so
They're like,
distinct.
you're really good. I'm like, come on, dude. It's like, and it was at the time when it was a choice between Flow or Durban, pretty much, at most shops.
Durban's a bad.
But
biatch.
I'm gonna, I know we're talking about Durban, but the Flow for me, it was like the first 6 months, and then after that, it was just like yesterday's Flow.
I worked at Rare Dankness, Dave.
Yeah, well, yeah, it was. Then they fucked it up.
In case you didn't know.
Can we agree that cannabis
Just
is
kidding.
great?
No, but Flow is easy to
Flow
grow. Flow is easy to
yeah.
grow comparatively to other plants. It's not a hard plant to grow. And so the thing is, but it was also, because of that, people got sloppy with it. Because
That's
they'd be
true.
like, just, they didn't really have to fucking maintain it too much. But then they all, and it wouldn't break out of a certain zone. It would, like, you couldn't grow. I mean, it was fire-ish. You know what I mean?
But it just wouldn't get
It would
past it.
finish
Can we
really
agree
young.
that cannabis is the greatest plant in the world?
I feel like,
Fire-ish.
Fire-ish.
I feel like it would finish really young compared to like a lot of other strains around that time. Like Sour Diesel was really popular at the same time. Blue Dream, like Flow always finished it like.
Oh, it finished quick. That was the thing. It was
Yeah.
easy. And outdoors, it killed it. Like,
That's
it was like the only thing that would finish. You'd be like, oh, that was easy. Here we go. Very woody. Hey.
Oh my goodness.
There she
I'm
is.
getting the vapors.
I've been replaced.
Stunning.
Hey, Dale. How you doing?
Welcome, Dale Sky Jones from Oaksterdam University, founder, along with Jeff, of the Oakland campus, the LA campus. And was there another?
We founded a campus in North Bay and in Michigan for a few years before the 4-agency federal raid put the smackdown on our ass. Yes.
Motherfucker.
Just like the good old days. You're like, hey, you have to do that as part of the deal. You got to go through that, get the fire.
Gotta get your street cred.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Lose everything.
Get a
Start from scratch.
Little flower tattoo under the eye.
After your raid.
Good times they're had by all, yes. And if I may throw in my personal favorite long finisher that no one is willing to wait for, Super Silver Haze.
Ding, 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 ding,
No,
ding,
it's
ding,
an
ding.
extra month, and now no one's willing to be patient for the lady. It's sad. I miss her.
I mean, people are starting to figure out, though, that they need to devote, like, a whole greenhouse to that or a whole room to that, and then just like bite the bullet and go for the 13-week for like the 11s of 13-week plants, and then even beyond that on seed runs. And it's coming around. I mean, it's just hard. I always say this every time. I was like, it comes down to the money. Like, you got to pay for those long things, and people just are so fixated on price. You know how it is. It's like we've gotten past that thing where it's like people are like, they want to smoke it, but then they look and you're like, that's like twice as expensive. It's like, yeah, it's 8 weeks or 16 weeks. So what do you get? It's the same amount of time. My rent, it doesn't go down, and my, all the other expenses don't go down. So it should correlate more with the time on the plant. Would be smart. So
it's going to take an educated consumer base. Working on it.
First, we got to break everybody of their THC focus, and then we can move on to the nuances, right? Because everybody still has that whole, like,
Yeah, but look.
What's your strongest?
I fell for it too. You're handed a lab report, and the only thing they report on are cannabinoids. You don't realize you fall into this trap, and you just read that shit, and then you go, you know what? At the end of the day, where are the terpenes? Has anybody written a paragraph maybe on how it affected them? How about a note to growers? Here's what happens at the finish.
Well, then things like Girl Scout cookie wouldn't have never been in the industry, because people would be like, oh, it yields terrible. It's really hard. It's like it's spindly and shit. Clone's bad. You're like, okay, well, that's out. You know what I mean? So there's some things you probably want to keep behind doors, I guess.
Yeah, like when I was breeding orchids, I only kept the top 10% of the growers, like when I pop seeds.
Yeah.
For sure, got rid of everything else, because it doesn't matter if it's got a gigantic flower if the stem can't support it. You know what I mean?
So what's going on in Oakland? It sounds
where
like
great crack came from. the crack, as the bud got too big and it went crack. Yes, true story.
Really?
The growers told me that. Yes, it's not actually what we think it is.
Oh, that's good. That's a better connotation, because it's like one of those strains, like between that and like Chernobyl and all these stupid names. You're like, that's a terrible name. Like, don't do that. Yeah, if it was, I like
Alaskan thunderfuck is hard to talk about with a regulator.
Yeah.
Little awkward.
What's funny, it is nice though when you get like the little old lady ordering it at the dispensary. Like, can I have the Alaskan thunderfuck, please? You know, and you're like, oh.
No, you call it ATF.
I know, that's why they call it ATF these days, of course.
That's work. Okay, anyway, yes. Indeed.
Let's hear some. I guess there's like all sorts of good stuff going on right now. For once, like we're not talking about busts, and we're not talking about that. We're actually going the opposite end of the spectrum. You guys are getting recognized in movies and all sorts of good stuff. So give us a lowdown on what's happening.
Yeah, well, it turns out that this movie crew that started following us back in 2010, when we were still the folks everyone made fun of for thinking we could change the law and legalize cannabis.
It'll happen someday.
I know. It'll never happen. Well, and, you know, for our trouble of getting political, I do believe that is what triggered the second raid on Oaksterdam. The first one was against my husband back in the 90s, the Clinton administration. The second one, of course, the Obama administration in 2012. Motherfuckers. Yes, it is the Dems in both cases, I'll just point out. So that's a crappy ending for a movie, right? Like, hey, they tried to change the world and then
they got busted.
So they kept coming back and filming like, you're going to do something special? Are you going to do anything else? And they wound up accidentally capturing the arc of history of legalization because we wouldn't give them a good ending. In effect, what happened. And so we wound up having this movie capture the last decade, not just of us, but you, the trials and tribulations of so many folks, you know, retired cops and moms, the NAACP, the Latino Voters Leagues, all of these different community groups and cannabis people that came together to, in fact, change the world in the last 10 years. And so this movie is a celebration of how far we've come and also a blueprint to finish the job, because we still have people sitting in jail, sitting in prisons for nonviolent, in some cases, non-cannabis crimes. They were put away on RICO. They weren't even caught with weed.
During the Clinton administration.
It's a lot. And so this movie is a chance to come together. It's the type of movie you can show like your Dear Aunt Betty. It's not your typical stoner flick. It can be shown in church, in Congress. In fact, the early cut prior to the raid was shown in over 1,500 churches, synagogues, and mosques in Colorado and Washington. This movie changed the law in those two states back in the day. And so it's time to change the country. And I believe this movie is the blueprint for why and how, but most importantly, who.
And
we're throwing the party.
Right. But it's also really cool to get that kind of footage because you can't create, you know, the time is, you know, that's it. Just like, and so many times things get filmed and then things are moving so fast that by the time you ever get it to any kind of editing or something, it's like that the rules don't even count anymore. The laws have changed, or, you know, and sometimes, you know, it's redundant. Like, you're like, well, it's not even fun anymore. It was exciting when it was illegal and I had this great movie, and now all of a sudden it's, you know, in their mind it's like it's gotten boring or something. But again, it hasn't changed enough on a federal level for sure. Yeah, Colorado, you know, like Colorado is one of those places where I was saying earlier how we've taken it real, very, very cautious sort of approach to this whole thing compared to, like, Cali was always a little more gallivant about it, right? Because it was like they spearheaded something, and then there's huge gray market opened up, which never really got wrangled in properly, you know? So, and over here, the opposite, like everybody fell into line quickly. So, like, I think, and I was saying earlier, I think we have enough evidence now that this is a positive for the community, positive for all sorts of aspects. And Oakland is similar in the sense of Oakland's where it always goes down anyway. That's where the shit really changes on a level, pretty much on all types, you know, social justice things. And so I feel like it's a great starting point. When is your screening? When's the first screening?
It's September 24th, so right around the corner. And yes, this also really celebrates Oakland. The spirit of civil disobedience is strong in their hills.
Right.
From the Black Panthers to the civil rights and justice movements around farm workers. There's so many things that started right here in Oakland. So there's definitely something in the water. Drink the water. It's sweet and cool. And it helps make a lot of different things possible. It definitely celebrates the courageous heritage of Oakland and the cannabis industry, because there's a lot of people that put a lot on the line. In some cases, their very lives, their freedom, their family, to move this issue forward.
That's you. That's what you have been doing from day one when I met you, walking down the street with a plant in your hand, teaching a class and then going, hey, can you help me carry this? Where are we going? Down the block to return it to the dispensary that was growing it, and walking on the streets of LA holding a plant and going, all right, you said to me, and if we see anybody who looks official, just hand me the plant since I'm a California resident. And, oh yeah, you took that photo of us. Can you see that, Dale?
Oh, no.
So that's the photo when Tommy Chong walked into Oaksterdam that day, and then
I do.
And then he's
yes, you got I did not get a photo with
you
Tommy
took
that
the
day,
photo.
Look at Jack.
Yeah,
all
I was too
out.
busy working to actually get a photo of that amazing moment in time with Ed Rosenthal, and well, of course the Godfather that wrote the first book to make so much of this possible, Jack Herrer. Rhymes with terror, for those of you pronouncing it wrong.
Hey, what was that? Tell J-Lo again.
I know. That's the half.
There we go.
Talk about it.
I heard Adam Curry the other day, and he pronounced it so wrong. It was like, God, you couldn't do it wrong.
Halloween.
He's like, Harrier. I was like, oh,
It's like seriously one of my favorite strains.
Well, I know you more than anyone, especially more than me, deserved a photo with those three. I mean, it was absolute. I to this day I don't understand how you didn't get one, because I said to you, hey Dale, can you help me get a photo with Tommy? That was really it. And then Ed was standing right there and Jack was sitting on the couch, and I probably just mouthed off to everybody and made them stand up, and you clicked that photo, which it changed my life. I mean, I've shown that photo to more people than wanted to see it.
Somehow I totally
Well, send
believe
it
you.
back to me, because I was lucky enough to actually be on the phone with Tommy Chong. Was that yesterday? I'm sorry, Wednesday. And he remembers, and he had a good time, and he's supporting the party. He's trying to come up on his way. The next day he's got to be in Seattle. So Tommy Chong's going to try to be there. I'm not officially announcing it, but he is just such a lovely human being, and so gracious, and has been a supporter of Oaksterdam for a long time. So someday maybe I will get my photo. Unfortunately, Jack Herrer is no longer with us, but Ed Rosenthal, he just recently gave me tomato plants. So there's it's still in the family, and now we're trying to grow tomatoes. My daughter just eats them the second they turn
Ed's
red.
been on the show and fallen asleep
4
at least
times.
half a dozen times.
No, it's been. I think it's 4 official times he fell asleep. Yeah.
And that's a good time. That's a good 420.
I feel like he's comfortable with us. That's it's a comfort. It's a feeling of comfort. He's like, yeah, I could just pass out while I talk to these guys.
Remember? No, I don't even know if it was the sleeping that made me realize how comfortable he was. It was the eating.
Oh yeah, last
He
show he
ate
just
dinner.
ate. He just ate an entire dinner, and while he sat there and had it at a really tough angle, like we were the food, like we were the food being eaten by Ed. It was really strange, and then he passed out.
Like a POV experience.
But it was
that,
really nice. Like it was really good looking food.
Oh
like,
yeah,
he had
like high end,
like super high end. Like, oh, those look really good. Good looking
really like
avocados.
up his nose while he was eating the camera.
Yep, that was the angle we had. It was, and then he passed out. And that was the end of the show. It was like, wow, that was a great show.
I'm sorry to disappoint you.
No, you won't fall asleep. Right?
Never happen. It would never ever happen.
I'll take a nap under the desk in the fetal position when the party is over. But yes, no, I hope that people do make their way to Oakland on September 24th. And there's a lot just going on generally. We're working with a lot of cities now. We've won several contracts, so we're working with the city of Oakland and the City of Los Angeles, the City of Palm Springs for social equity. We also were just voted in by the state of Connecticut. And so there's just a lot of good work going on to help some of the other folks that were disaffected by the war on drugs in some way or another, just like us, specifically, and most importantly, poor communities and people of color. But there's a lot of change happening right now, and I know that it's hard for folks, so it's a good chance to come together and fire one up and celebrate how far we've come, and just
one second.
Try this.
be with each other, and have a good time.
And then after their initial screening, is it going to go nationwide, or what's the plans? How's it going to be showcased?
I am honestly the victim of the documentary, not the producer or director. So
you don't know.
The plan is to show this movie far and wide. I know that they're hoping to get into different film festivals, different community events around the country over the next year. And ultimately, the goal is probably to get picked up by a streaming service. Netflix, if you're listening, or there's so many amazing streaming services these days that are in competition.
I just asked Trey Parker and Matt Stone.
This show is worldwide.
Any possibility of like a red carpet, showing it on Hollywood Boulevard and major? How is that going to work? When is that happening?
We could do something during the.
Is that actually on the 23rd?
The 24th is the historic Fox Theater in Oakland, California. So the
green carpet.
Oakland International Film Festival is the 20th annual film festival. And so the city of Oakland helped secure the Fox Theater. And in fact, rumor has it that they are about to name November 10th, which was the first class back in 2007, Oaksterdam Day in the city of Oakland. So we're about to get a day named after us. It's pretty freaking cool.
Well, you just one-upped Adam because he only has a street named after him.
Damn it, I need a day now.
Yeah. So.
We'll work on it. What's crazy is the week I kept trying to figure out what the first day was of Oaksterdam, like when the first class was held. I finally realized, of course, Chris Conrad would remember. I text him. He immediately texts me back a photo of the first ever class of him and Richard teaching on November 10th. And that's when I realized, holy crap, my second son, Jesse, was born on the 6th anniversary of Oaksterdam. So his birthday is about to become Oaksterdam University
That's awesome.
Day.
That's fantastic.
Pretty awesome for the middle child to score a day like that. Yeah.
Any possibility of there being like an LA premiere and stars and?
I'm hoping so. We had an LA premiere early. That was back at the LEAP, Law Enforcement Action Partnership. All the retired cops and judges put on a big premiere in Hollywood back then. That was an early cut of the movie. Of course, the movie has entirely changed since then. So I think it's possible. We just need to find the right supporters who want to put the movie on and sponsor. That has always been the tricky part in this day and age. It is, times are shitty to ask for money right now, but it is a nonprofit that is putting the movie on. So at the very least, it's a tax deduction to do a good deed, support the arts. And
I think the show would take on the opportunity to promote it here and find a theater and get because when you talk about the cannabis industry, Colorado has a lot of OG brands that got their start here when there wasn't the legal framework to feel comfortable in California, even though there was plenty of cannabis around. Those that had that vision on, I want to have this Hershey bar of cannabis, came to Colorado. So we know a few companies, and maybe we can put some. What's the ballpark on what do you need? What kind of nut do we have to fill? Like $500-600? Because I think Vinnie could do that.
Terrible wording.
No, I want to know I don't know, what has it got? Vinny's the promoter. He knows these things.
Big Daddy.
What's it?
Daddy Warbucks, we call him, actually.
He almost
He's got a monocle and everything. He's got a monocle.
Apologize for Dave.
He just throws money around.
Vinny almost built a venue.
Just a few zeros, just six figures.
Oh.
No, it is the box is expensive. I'm not going to lie. But we are we're trying to find different ways to also bring in brands that are equity brands. So there's ways to just get your brand in front of people into the VIP bag. donations are certainly welcome. And then sponsorships go all the way up to being the crystal sponsor. It's our crystal anniversary. And so that would just be side by side with me.
You ever
doing
hear
a
of
lot
that?
of different things.
You ever hear of that amazing edibles company, Wana?
Yeah.
Oh, it'd be
they're
pretty
fantastic.
cool if we knew someone who knew someone at Wana.
Yeah, they wanted to donate a bunch of money.
You know,
'cause it's
who,
tax-
you know,
tax-
I know nothing of this. However, you know,
you want to.
if I say it loudly, perhaps somebody will.
Wana
respond.
rosin
I'm not sure.
gummies.
I want
Yes.
Yeah, these are.
So you,
my favorite.
you know, you share National Vanilla Cupcake Day. So that's on the 10th of November also.
I'm more of a chocolate girl, but we'll take it. All right.
And we got popular guys in the house.
Breaking the rules.
Oh, frickin' Mateo.
Mateo.
Of course it's Mateo. Also, it's National Sesame Street Day.
That's a good one.
There's a good one. And
that's
and
awesome.
here's an awesome one. This is the best. International Accounting Day, because you know everybody loves to celebrate accounting.
I mean,
we did
Celebrate.
The largest tax collection agency in the world had to tax cannabis. You're welcome.
There you go. And Area Code
Yeah,
Day. Oh, sorry, I almost missed
CDPFA,
it.
baby.
I almost forgot two things. One, Area Code Day, because that's another huge day. And then National Forget Me Not Day.
well,
So don't
at
forget
least
it.
you won't forget.
What a lovely flower.
There we go. Exactly. So you have that's your flower of the day, and you can get down on your area code and do some accounting, watch some Sesame Street, eat a cupcake, and then run down to Oaksterdam, and you pretty much covered everything in that day. You've done the whole day. You've done absolutely, possibly
I
everything
think
you could
we
do on
share a
November 10th.
birthday with the iPhone too, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh.
That happened. And Morning Joe for those of you Republican-loving MSNBC watchers.
There's a great
Yeah,
combo.
I'm sure there's a lot of them.
I just
too.
outed myself. I know it's true. I'm sorry.
What's a morning, Joe?
Look at him. What's a
Morning Joe is a former Republican congressperson on a left-leaning network. So it's
Yeah, he
always
hangs
fun.
to the left for sure.
he's hanging left.
Yeah.
Dangling. He's dangling over
He
there.
has been hanging left. Well, the Republicans went off into right field, so they left him. As
Oh,
they
there.
say. Yes.
Oh, yeah. No,
You gotta.
Almost took the bait there, almost.
Talk to everyone.
I know. I'm not allowed to talk politics on the show.
He's ground.
Rule
That's
number
probably
one.
good.
Yeah. Don't do
It just grinds everything to a halt. Everyone goes,
You know, they used to drop me behind enemy lines. I went on Fox a lot, but I never told anyone because I knew, number one, I'd catch hell, and number two, my friends would never see me. So I
know
get
if
it.
that's not
but you have
behind
to
enemy
talk
li-
across the aisle if you're going to change the world. This is about addition, not subtraction. So it is.
But I agree with you 100%. I just think it's actually the other direction, though. It's the Republicans have shown that they've been good for cannabis and they've been supportive of cannabis.
Trump legalized hemp.
And all of a sudden, everyone thinks the Democrats are great for cannabis. There's no surprise I vote Democratic, okay? Great, newsflash. But they're terrible for cannabis. There are still
Pretty
people in
awful.
jail from, like you said, from the Clinton administration. I was 20 when he was president. I'm 52 now. So they're still in jail. There's still people in jail from when I took your classes in 2009 in California.
Luke Scarmazzo is still sitting in jail.
It's ridiculous. And now Pennsylvania announced today that they're going to open them up. They're letting everybody out. They're expunging records. It was fantastic news. But Pennsylvania, again, Republican state, Republican governor, and so it shouldn't surprise anybody that why is it coming to a halt right now? We are on this road to federal descheduling, where you have the Vice President of the United States on camera saying we're gonna do all this for you. Crickets. In fact, they've gone the other direction.
Let's not forget that the president was the architect of the war on drugs, and he's still against this, even medical. And number two, our
luckily,
vice
he might not
president
remember, though. He might
wrote the ballot argument.
If you just tell him he was totally for it, he'll be like, oh, was I? And you'll be like, yeah, you were. Okay. He won't remember.
No, she wrote the ballot argument against legalization. She's not as friendly as she seemed while she was trying to get elected. Trust me. I was on the other side of that.
She was the district
hand.
She's a
attorney.
prosecutor. That's
Yeah.
enough. That's all you need to know. Look at her. You can just figure it out. You're like, oh yeah, prosecutor. That's the stuff.
We use the word
encourage them
prosecutor.
to do better, but I agree that it has been moved further by Republicans than Dems in the last few years.
But in the last 2
So,
years, it's
do
gone
better.
the wrong direction. In Colorado, it's gone the wrong direction. We have no consumption. We have no ability to use cannabis outside of our own homes. And our governor thinks it's progressive for him to go, I won't arrest you in your home. Ha, 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 ha. You know,
I won't break into your house and arrest you.
It's ridiculous.
While you stay. How's that feel?
Unless you're a woman making a choice about your body. Okay. Just
Right.
checking.
Yeah.
No, it is, the similarities between what we put in our body and how we're treated and whether or not people come into our home, and even just regulating guns like cannabis, or regulating cannabis like guns. I mean, just starting to think about
Which one's
things
better?
along
I'm
those
I'm not trying to think which one's a better deal. You know what I mean?
Right, but let's have the
We can
conversation.
get automatic plants.
Let's have the conversation. So it's all it's
Bump stock
is
for your
that
plant.
political? Is it community? Is it fire? I don't know. Maybe I'm definitely not being an Ed Rosenthal right now. I'm not taking a nap. I'm poking you with a stick.
No, but that's the coolest argument I've ever heard. Why don't we, instead of saying let's regulate cannabis like alcohol and tobacco, we should say let's regulate them like firearms.
And everyone will be like, you have to really think about it.
No, seriously.
It at least changes the discussion a little bit. Yeah.
Well,
And it talks about freedom, because that's really what cannabis means these days is freedom. Do you have the freedom to make a choice of your medicine, of your just harm reduction technique, that I want a beer or a bud?
I think
And
right now
ultimately,
they
it's
just
at
tipped the
Colorado-
scales too, right? Didn't they just tip the
doesn't
scales
have
where
a
now
place.
more people are smoking cannabis than drinking on a regular? Like they've just sort of in polls. I mean, but it's getting to that point where more people are admitting, because they don't care. Because before you never say you smoke weed, but now you're like, yeah, I smoked weed this week. Oh, I didn't drink. I'm quit. Because
Yeah, but to Dale's point, if the Supreme Court just took the right away from 50% of the entire country,
Of course,
to regulate their own bodies, their own body in a life and death situation, why should we think that they're not going to come for our weed?
This is the right to privacy, people, that they are going after. A lot of things are based on right to privacy.
Well, it's because they've also pushed the goalpost of privacy back and changed it. So people are now like thinking like, privacy is not the same anymore, because it's like, oh, well, you got to click that button if you want to get what you want. You're like you give up all your rights, and people, oh fuck it, click the button. You know what I mean? Because they want to get the little prize at the end. So we're all kind of slowly
And
letting
regulate it like guns, where there's no lists allowed.
Yeah.
You know, there's a whole conversation back and forth about, do we tax the bullets instead of the guns? Do we allow everything out there? Are there certain weapons for certain people? What happens when you cross state lines, and the patchwork of regulatory issues? But regardless, if you are a cannabis patient, consumer, or possessor, you're not allowed to have a gun. And if you go for a gun, you're lying to the federal government that you're not one of those things as soon as you check the box. And now they have you in another crime. So you can only break one law at a time.
Yeah,
Pick one.
That's what Adam says.
One crime at a time. That's that's usually the good rule of thumb. Keep you out of trouble. Usually.
Yeah, indeed.
But no,
Or just come, party on September 24th and learn more.
Right.
I party.
Does one need a ticket to the event?
Friday night. What?
Does one need a ticket to the event?
One would need a ticket.
And how does
To the
one
event.
acquire a ticket if you happen to be in the area?
Well, the fastest way is to go to oaksterdamuniversity.com. We do have a special landing page that explains everything about the event. If you go to oaksterdamuniversity.com/15-year anniversary, and you can get to it just at the very top of the regular page. We're going through Ticketmaster. We also have a special relationship with Event High, and there is several different levels. If you just want a movie ticket, or if you want to stay for the party, be treated like a VIP. Attorney General Bonta said he is going to come by. We're going to have Mayor Kaplan, hopefully Congresswoman Barbara Lee, our champion, she speaks for me, as well as Rebecca Kaplan, who is our vice mayor and helped facilitate a lot of this happening and getting the day named after us, all that good stuff. She is actually running for the county seat. So anyone that is in the county of Alameda that county is about to flip and open up a whole new world for cannabis businesses if we can get Rebecca elected into the county. So there's a lot going on right before the elections, and a lot of those folks are going to be out and about. So if you just want to bend the ear and talk to some thought leaders, influencers, get your brand in front of buyers. We have over 80,000 now. Last time we counted was like 4 years ago, and a lot have gone through since then. From over 110 countries that go through Oaksterdam, and you alumni have changed the world. Many of you are absolutely large and in charge in your neck of the woods, and so it's a great opportunity to come network and, new times with old friends or old times with new friends.
Yeah, that's cool. It's good to see. I mean, it's crazy how like 10 years can change the entire country's sort of outlook. Like now we're so much we're on such a downhill coast situation when it comes to like, you don't have to like explain cannabis, or you don't have to even tell people the benefits about it. They just have to, all they have to do is figure out how they're going to make the money, and then they'll let it happen. You know what I mean? It's like, they're just in this weird zone where it's like, okay, this is going to happen. Like, there's no way it's not going to happen. But we got to figure out how to get paid. And that's the sad part about it, is that everybody still looks at cannabis as like the money machine instead of the plant that it really is, which is like, it doesn't, if you disconnect the cash from it and just look at it from the benefits that the plant puts out, it's huge. And then the money is what taints everything. You know what I mean? That's like complete part, which, it's crazy the amount of money it's generated for California and for Colorado and Washington and all these states. And yet still it's like the redheaded stepchild, right, Dave? The old redheaded stepchild, you know them. Dale. I know, I'm surrounded by them now. Jeez. But yeah, it's like, but cannabis really, hopefully it's getting to that point. And I think your movie's going to be their timing. I was just going to say your timing is perfect, because if there's this election coming up and now everyone gets that fresh in their mind, and if it did that much of a change before, now with all the added bonus features, it should be even more effective, right? Plus, we're all ready for it, because it's like, they're just the numbers are on our side for once.
It's never been about legalizing weed. It was always about legalizing people. So let's do it. And I look forward to seeing hopefully some of you out here in Oakland on September 24th.
Sounds good. Yeah, for sure.
Thank you so much.
Are you going to be on Danny Danko's show too?
Phil, before you go,
Yes.
I live on the spectrum, so I say things that make people uncomfortable all the time. So, and I would never say anything to you to make you uncomfortable. This is for Yair, asking, has he given you one of the hero jackets of Adam's Hoodlum?
The Legends of
Cannabis.
Oh, yes.
The numbered ones.
No, I'm afraid I'm not one that gets many awards. I'm usually just kind of head down and doing it. So I would be honored.
Well, Big Steve, I know you're listening, or you'll watch it tomorrow when you wake up. You need to ride your scooter over to Yair's fucking...
Say, you got to send a jacket over there so she can have it for the 24th, because she needs it for the show, and then she can... Cool, yes.
For damn sure. Yeah. I mean, for absolutely.
Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen.
We'll make that happen, or we'll try.
Well deserved.
I think you guys can make a lot happen. And if anyone does want to be involved directly, that same link, you can show up, be part of the VIP party, just be part of the event. And, we always did this with the people. So it just little bits add up to a lot. And the sum of all parts is greater, as they say, with the entourage effect. So little dollar donations, if you can't make it, $10, throw it our way. All the little bit helps. And we're going to try to get the story out and change hearts and minds in Congress and take the teeth out of the criminality of that joint you're smoking, so that you can walk out your house. Or smoke it in your apartment, for shit's sake. Either one.
Yeah.
We got to find places to consume cannabis. It's starting to turn towards consumer rights and the rights of parents. We can get this right, people. We can do better. But we need you.
In the words of Danny Danko.
The important thing is to free the flower.
Yeah, Danny.
Come to think of it, the first, I guess, cannabis lounge I ever smoked at outside or inside the United States was with you in LA in 2009. And you're like, you know what? Just show me your ID. I'm going to show my card when I go in, and you just show him your ID and see if he says anything. And you showed him your ID and your membership thing. I just flashed him my ID. He opened the door and let us in. And that was it?
Boy,
The worm turned.
you like to tell stories about how I nudged the rules.
Yeah, right? He's getting you like
Down the
lots
street
of...
with cannabis plants and
You didn't do
stuff.
anything. All you did was showed your ID,
Every time
and
Dale's
I
with
showed
Dave,
it
she's just-
afterwards.
Flexing.
Statute of limitations is off on anything.
Hey, did I
Now
sound
I
like a
teach
clown?
regulators how to follow the law, and I used to tell the government. Well, we taught a lot of people how to tell the government "fuck you," and now we teach them how to do it right. So,
Excellent.
cheers.
Bravo.
Thank you.
Thank you
I
for
look
everything,
forward
Dale.
to see you September 24th. I appreciate you.
Yes,
and
sir.
yeah, OaksterdamUniversity.com. Come check us out.
Cool. Well, thank you very
Thank
much.
you, Dale.
See you soon, hopefully. And we'll get you that jacket, definitely. We're going to make it happen. All right. Well, that's cool. Getting our own day. So November 10th, coming up soon.
I think I'd rather have a day than a street.
Yeah, day's cool, but nobody remembers it. Street, they got to fucking
Yeah, right.
look at the
like
sign. There it is.
There's a
Like,
visible reminder.
I know he knows my street. Like he's like Dunn Deal. I got a couple spots at Dunn Deal. I'm like, nice. I get to hear people talk about my street. So he's the first person that's ever actually said I have a spot on Dunn Deal. I was like, what? Well, there we go. It's real. It's just turned real all of a sudden. So what's going on, Mr. Head?
Oh, not a whole lot.
Then I turned around and
Huge
realized
amount.
I insulted the entire crew. I was like, everybody, you're probably really a redhead too, and you just don't tell anybody. So it was like, redhead, Jesus Christ, make a redhead joke right when there just happens to be nothing but them.
Dude.
Are you
Dude,
redhead?
better
Are you
than
secret
this.
redhead?
No.
Secretly,
Wait, is
come
he
on.
better than this?
I usually go hard.
There's no redhead joke you can tell that we haven't heard before. Don't you worry.
Yeah, I don't have one. Usually I like to take that challenge.
See,
but-
everybody-
The soulless brothers over here.
So I get this note from a Mr. Andrew Hatch who has something important to share.
The world famous
with
orchid
the world.
guy?
Yeah, the world famous orchid
orchid
guy, because I traveled to Japan once and I talked about orchids, and I'm
That's
pretty
it.
sure at
World
least
famous.
3 people remember that. So,
Big in Japan.
yeah, well, I'm actually huge in Japan.
Right.
So,
Yeah, really tall.
You know why?
Super tall.
public transit was not designed for me, and I'll leave it at that. So, yeah, next on the 15th of September, I'm going to be in Baltimore talking at the Cannabis Science Conference about microbiological risk in cannabis, and that's kind of been my nerdy, morbid fascination since I got into the industry. Like, I went to school for ag, and so there are standards, FDA and USDA
Then you got
standards.
to cannabis, and you're like,
And I got
where
to
are the
cannabis,
standards?
and I was like,
where are the damn standards?
all right, so what's the analytical measure for moisture content when you put, your bud into a sealed thing? And you guys like, well, see, it's 5 to 8% because you snap it. And I was like, well, what about variance in structure in different plants, right? And different
Densities
rates of drying.
and-
Yeah, it's like, so water activity is what they use in, right? Science doesn't care what you believe. The ability to post something on a blog qualifies one as a typist. And so, anyway, so I worked on microbes in cannabis mostly, and what I found was that there are systemic Fusarium infections in a lot of cannabis plants because it's a clonally propagated crop, and so we just kind of pass these silent infections around. A Canadian group, I think, published it in 2021 or 2020, but I was working with that a little bit before that just because there was a problem where I worked, and so we were able to fix the problem by adapting.
Is this in Hunan by any chance? Little Hunan lab? No.
No.
Okay, cool. Just checking.
No. So
Wuhan?
Yeah.
What I did was I
Hunan.
Wuhan. I was like Hunan, yeah, like no.
Chicken?
Hunan chicken, yes.
Oh my god.
Anyhow, since the FDA has standards, I adapted HACCP, from which is like hazard analysis critical control point.
Oh yeah, that's what I thought it meant.
And yeah. Well, I know you're savvy. So basically, that's where you zoom in on a process and do testing at every stage of the process to find what the problem is, right? And so I wanted to find where microbial contamination became a problem, starting 2 weeks before harvest and ending when that thing goes in a jar. And so I did plate counts at every time the product was touched, trimmed, moved, anything. And we were able to find out where in the process it was and kind of do it again more zoomed in and then put in controls. And so during that time, I had to kind of look at every single system in the entire grow and become familiar with them and say, like, are we doing this because it makes sense, or are we doing this because we always did it? And eventually kind of just formulated a model for assessing risk, right? And microbiological risk in cannabis. And so back to this Fusarium thing, it's in a lot of plants, but what a lot of people don't know is that immunocompromised patients, so people that are severely immunocompromised from, cancer or chemotherapy, organ transplant, severe COVID, it turns out also, which is a massive complication because now there are many orders of magnitude more immune-compromised people in the world. But the three main causes of invasive fungal illness in humans I've cultured off of cannabis. Fusarium causes invasive fusariosis, which has a prognosis of 45%. It's like 45% to 95%. You're going to die within 6 months.
Wow.
So,
wait, hold on. Just for us lay people, are you saying that if someone who is immunocompromised consumes cannabis that has Fusarium,
has enough spores in it that's been improperly handled? And I can't stress this enough. Like, cannabis is not a dangerous product, right? Like, immunocompromised people could get the same illnesses from walking down a street and just in being unlucky and inhaling a spore. However, if you've got a sealed jar and you got a bunch of mold growing on it and somebody doesn't look at it, you could be inhaling 10,000 spores or more at the same time. And so,
or when you're like an employee in these grows, do you think if you're exposed to
it could be. I don't know as much about that. I just kind of went down the rabbit hole with the potential for inhaling it. And so I met with a pulmonary researcher, and he got more and more excited as I was talking because they're confounding variables. It's hard to study cannabis users because we do a lot of other risky shit. Mm-hmm. So if there was a trend, it wouldn't necessarily be obvious, right? We drink, we smoke, we do all sorts of crazy shit. And so identifying trends is really hard. And so
Davies bagels, lots of
another
massive consumption of
another one of the problems is that you often only find these diseases as the cause of death at autopsy. And only 1 in 4 people gets autopsy, like normally, from one statistic I found. But
look at Mr. Morbid coming here and talking autopsies on the show.
Immunocompromised,
bringing us down. We're all smoking,
totally
looking at our weed, all wondering if we're gonna die.
Here's the thing: how many months I got left? You guys that are healthy are gonna die.
I have inhaled. You know how much mold I've inhaled in my life? I'm looking at fucking. Oh my god!
So here's the thing, right?
Coming in your face.
You're not severely immunocompromised.
No, thank God.
Right? Like I had a friend recently that he had cancer and he had to undergo chemo, and we couldn't see him for a long time just because we could have killed him by walking up to him. You know what I mean? And the percentage of the population that's immunocompromised is very, 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 very small, which is why it hasn't received much attention. And I don't know that cannabis is killing people, right? But what I know is we need to make sure that our products are safe. As an industry, because we got people on one side that want us gone because they want alcohol to stay 100% legal and harmless or whatever, right. And then on the other side we got people with a lot more money than us that actually both sides have more money than us, but the people on the other side want our industry, right? And if we want to retain control, we need to be responsible. We need to quit siloing product safety information, and we need to collaborate to make sure that we're making safe
everybody's
products.
On their little islands, right? So everyone's got their little island, and they're putting in their money. They don't want to share their info because it's like, oh man, why would I want to do that? I'm just paying this guy all his money, and somebody pays you, and you do all these analysis, and then someone else looks at it like well, the guy's like, I'm not giving all that information to the other guy. It's like, why would I do that? But in the end of the day, some of it, when it comes to safety, then it should be something where it's like that's something that should just be taught cross.
Yeah.
If you come up with something that makes sense, and it should be.
And it's like
that's
all
how
of
you get a
our
stand. That's how you create a standard.
responsibilities.
But it's
you know
not,
what I mean?
and I agree 100% about regulation and on safety. When we were in New York, remember that guy walked up to us, saw the weed, I smoke weed shirt, and he's like, "Hey, do you know where I can get any weed?" And we were like, "No." I don't know. There's no way that guy right there in that green store on the corner is selling weed. Whatever they're calling it weed, I don't know. And then if you're lucky and it is weed, I have no idea how it was grown. They miracle grow the shit out of it. Are they aviding?
That's one of the biggest things I've seen, not just consulting, but like prior to this, just being a head grower or like working in entry level positions, and like seeing, powder mildew. We'll just go like common terminology for whatever. I think a lot of gardens combat powder mildew, and when you would see them extract is like their only process of being able to remitigate this.
And so, there are other risks, like the same disease or the same fungi that cause these invasive illnesses in a very small, I can't stress enough, in a very small proportion of the population. But arguably, the people we're most responsible to are the people that are using it for medicine, right?
Absolutely.
Oh shit! Occupational hazard. Forgot what the hell I was going to say. So
Well,
must not have been that important.
And I know that you say that it is a very small percentage are immunocompromised. I will absolutely.
That's because he's walking it back because I got all scared. Like you're making my guys all scared.
What I don't want to do is scare people away from using cannabis as medicine because it's fucking amazing.
You won't.
You're not. You're never going to happen.
It ain't going to work.
Yeah, right.
But
it's that there are shades.
Oh, we had Jim
of
Freer on here. That scared some.
There what?
There are shades of it.
That's why I said severely immunocompromised.
And there are people who I went through this. Adam and I talked about this. There was a dispensary in the state of Colorado, and we were getting concentrate a lot from it. It's not Adam Weiss's place in Boulder. I guarantee you that he had the most amazing. That was the honey cellar, by the way, whatever. That was great. Anyway, I used to go to this place. I used to have to drive to go get it, but they gave me a really good deal. I knew them from the industry, and I started to cough. I mean, not my normal cough. It was persistent. I'd go to my regular job, and I was coughing throughout the day, just regular. And for like 4 months, and I went to my doctor, and he didn't know, what do you got? And I found out that whatever the concentrate was couldn't pass as flour. So they had to turn it into shatter at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking to myself, so you just made it concentrated worse for me. You took whatever was the problem in the flour and you made it concentrated so that it harmed me. I mean, it took a while to work that out. I want to say that entire year I didn't feel right. And it changed everything about how I purchased cannabis ever since then.
And the regulations are even kind of create risk unwittingly because, for example, they don't test for Fusarium, even though in a lot of places, even though the literature has been released for like 2 years. You know what I mean? That like a lot of these plants carry them systemically. And Fusarium also produces a chemical called, it's a deoxynivalenol, but they call it vomitoxin because that's what it makes you vomit. So I got this wild ass theory that cannabis hyperemesis syndrome is just people getting a dose of mycotoxin. And it's called deoxynivalenol. Anybody out there that's savvy? I'm not a chemist, but I'd try sometimes.
And I didn't plan to wear this because you're a scientist.
I'm not scientist.
Yeah, right. He woke up, he's like, there's going to be a smart guy on the show. I better wear my smart shirt.
Oh, sorry. You've been misinformed.
If you ask Adam the truth, he probably knows exactly how, because it's probably the same
I have
he wears
shirt.
it.
I have the same shirt. I wear it on planes. I used to wear it on planes because it would always get people like questioning things. Like, oh, wait a minute, you mean there's a science out there? Like, because you know how when you walk down the aisle, everyone reads your shirt. That's like guaranteed. So you always wear good shirts on planes because you're gonna have a good audience. You know what I mean? Like, as you roll through, they're gonna be like, they're forced to like look at your shirt, like it's like right at eye level. Like, what the fuck does that thing say? And
it's like the opposite of carrying a baby onto a plane.
I swear, I thought
everybody
I was the
stares
only
at
one
you
who
like,
thought about the audience
no
on my
way.
shirt.
It's all about the audience.
Bless your baby with all of your messages.
Mark used to vary his shirts tremendously from one sports team to the next every week, right?
Anybody who was winning, he would put it on. He'd be like, yeah, that was my team right there.
That's right.
Like, wait, I thought that was...
Did you have purple on today for the Rockies?
No, this is my buddy who's going to be here spinning with me at the Bar Turptown. It's
what are you doing?
He's your funky lunch?
Yeah, he's my funky lunch.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wait, what is this Bar Turptown you speak of?
I don't know. Let's talk about it.
Heard there's a guy selling orchids there.
You don't want to talk about autopsies and death from exposure to mold?
Hey, actually, I would like to give the hope part of the
Yes,
the
please.
Yes, we're not going to leave you hanging out. Just misery. No.
So like, check it out. Like I talked
shown
about
us
it. There's mycotoxins, there's systemic pathogens, but having proper HVAC in place can get these things out. Like you have to know how big the spores are and other things, right? And like you have to know, will a kill step prevent illness in a patient? Like, will it prevent you from failing tests? They're broad and varied and poorly understood risks, but there's precedent for them in other industries, and there's at least one group that I know of that has an assessment that kind of targets all of them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I think is important that people forget about? It's
important.
I'm
like, nah, I'm not going down like that.
You need to keep your plants healthy, right? Which everybody's striving to do, but the second that you get insects, russet mites, aphids, whatever, you'll see like the Fusarium, you'll see all of these other things begin to flare.
Yeah, definitely. Stress plants, like the Fusarium species.
I was
that
waiting for her to
isolated
talk
were,
about the flaring Fusarium, because that's her thing. That's literally her thing. She comes in here and tells us all about her flaring Fusarium all
Does
the
she?
time. Yes.
Because like you said, like restoring genetics, like I'll get cuts like I-95, for instance. It's a fire situation. I do this for work, is you'll get the cut, you'll restore it by these treatments and get it to outgrow whatever the problem is. Aphids and russets are typically what I see the most common. I don't know, but like you said, it can come from like water, dirt, the HVAC, the walls.
You just have to approach it stepwise, right?
Well, you can also imagine too the rooms that people are like, now we're at 10 years, you know what I mean? So some of these facilities are, they've just been putting like layers of fucking, just throw some paint on it, you know what I mean?
I've seen a lot of interesting
That's
things.
microbial paint. That'll clean it up, right? There's so many nooks and crannies.
And you just
make a time capsule for whoever breaks that wall,
Exactly. I mean,
just paint over it.
I mean, there's been you've seen with tests that people they're popping with shit they've never even seen in the building. They've never even heard of. They're like, no, that's from like 3 grows. That's like 3 different growers ago. You know what I mean? That shit just has such a long half-life to it that you end up failing on your tests, even if you never even, just because your HVAC will be having it all like loaded.
I actually cut into like irrigation lines once because somebody was using organics and they weren't flushing their lines regularly. And it was dumping 2 species of pathogenic Fusarium into the pots every time they watered. And it was just wiping out the whole bay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And you only have to contaminate it once. It's not like you have to keep recontaminating. Once it gets it, it's got it. I mean, I knew a grower who ran a commercial garden, and the only way he discovered that it was in his crop was because he kept such detailed records of harvests from every single strain. Every single, micromole that went on the plant, he knew. And when he started to see that over the course of 2.5 years, lost 35% of growth, that it's telling, right? They started coming up with names for it before they knew what it was. And, it's been around. First time I heard of it was probably 6-7 years ago.
Well, it's weird to me, like, all these little cocky a-holes in the industry will come in and they'll be like, it's fucking botrytis, it's fucking pythium, and like all this other shit. And you're like, listen, bud, they are all part of this equation. I will give you that. But it's like once you see this, you really do know it. You can't mistake it for something else. It kills a garden, and then like only certain times in flower, only with certain flares, it will kill it in like 48 hours though. You'll see these beautiful rooms of 700 plants to 1,000 plants per tray, and they'll just die overnight almost. And
it's horrifying.
My clients will like, they won't accept it. It's weird, but like consistently, like you'll diagnose their plants with this, and they'll be like, no.
You run these risks.
Thing.
The bigger,
and
it's the bigger the garden, the more you run these risks. It's like you're not going to get every fucking nook and it's like any commercial agricultural facility runs these risks hard. Pythium in their clone rooms and Fusarium in their flower room. Just like because and the unfortunate part is that you have to pre-treat everything and get used to it and not skip steps, because that's what happens is people, you haven't seen it for a while, so you start, actually don't even need that no more, and then all of a sudden you get it. But you'll get stuck into this thing where you get kind of like plants that are like, I whenever I see big ag stuff, I feel like they're just like babying these things along because they have hit them with, so they have to treat them at every single interval, you know what I mean? And I don't want this. They're not consuming them the same way. Those plants are being turned into something completely different. They're not being burnt and turned and combusted. So that's the problem, is that we're burning these things and, vaporizing them. And
there's a lot of risk that we just haven't identified.
Well, Fusarium aside, if what J-Lo says is correct, that they call in J-Lo, the plant doctor, to tell them what's wrong with their garden. She tells them what's wrong with their garden, and they say, no, I don't believe you.
That's how Andrew and I met.
We have a ton of problems.
That's what happens in all consulting in cannabis so far.
That is absolutely how we became friends, is because he came in to take away my job, essentially, because all these little...
Oh, wait, so are you grouping me with the...
No, we've come a long
More
way.
becomes clear. I bruise easily.
Fragile peaches, just kidding.
Yeah.
Well, I was talking to Mark about this before the show, that this industry, and Adam, you can probably speak to this better than anyone. At one point in time, you had to do everything, every fucking job. You were the purchasing manager, the marketing agent, the sales agent, the banker, the grower, the trimmer, every fucking thing, transplanter, transporter, all of that. And then all of a sudden, we step out of the shadows and into the light, and you have to delegate. Your compliance, you have to have a compliance officer, and they should be the highest paid person in your company. And so the industry is not what it was back then. So that person, that's the guy that tells you, no, I don't have that.
Well, honestly, I think it's hard to understand before you see it. It's like, and this is like most things, it's like russet mites, this is silly, but you learn these tricks, and I'll try to share this. It's like not to like necessarily dumb something down, but like fucking use your own time to look this up. I'll tell you what it is, but like tricks, right? Like if you see russet mites, you can see there's like a sparkle on top of the leaves. Like you can't see the insect, right? You can't be like, oh, you can fucking see its 8 legs, but it will have this like...
When you can see it is when there's so many of them that they're moving together as a group, and they're like, they're going
they're
across.
Actually so tiny.
You're like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, they're. I've only really been good at like spotting them reliably with 250 times mag.
Yeah.
But the shitty thing is, when it's like when they have russet, when it's real russets and they have that rusty color and everything, then you can see it from across the room. You're like,
he showed me a video once, and the soil was going like this.
I've got a video of that, like spider mites clustering at the tips.
My
God!
See, but there is those tricks though. When you see the leaves get the rays, like, and they'll droop down versus like you see all these distinctive things. Like aphids do X, Y, and Z. Like I don't know. Plants don't lie. Like once you see some shit, you're like, we can argue about this all day, but like it is what it is. But like, I think that Fusarium though is really sad though, because I get called in on a lot of these commercial jobs where you restore their old genetics, and people don't understand it's not something they did wrong. It's that you have these old genetics that have been, kind of like beat down over the last 10 years, 20 years, depending on what they are, period. And they've been exposed to 7 different insects in their lives.
Yeah.
And systemic diseases that flare like that nobody really could identify what they were, nonetheless fix it. And it's just like when you're sharing rolling benches, which a lot of commercial grows are doing, where the water.
I mean, once you connect, like, that's the thing is if you look at a room, commercial room, there's a million points of transmission, you know what I mean? So you have to like change the entire way you grow. If you really want to isolate plants 100%, because you need to isolate the runoff, you need to isolate everything, and that's like where
and there's variable risk across. All risks are not equal, and there's a lot of range, and like that's why I put together the thing, because I was like, this is going to have value at some point. You know what I mean? Like a kind of stepwise assessment for all your processes, because that's what you have to do. Is you have to look at every single thing that you're doing. Unfortunately, but it's easier to do than using HACCP to take plate counts at every single. Right. It's always easier to prevent microbial problems than it is to actually fix them.
And don't take on the moniker that you think you're bringing anyone down on this topic, because the California cannabis industry killed a medical patient 7 years ago. Okay, so was it
aspergillosis? Or?
He was a cancer patient, lungs, and got moldy weed and died. So this is not new, but it's certainly far safer than 98% of every pharmaceutical that comes out. Probably 99% of them. If we're just going to go with what one would call a recreational substance, probably the safest next to coffee. Okay, so you're not saying or busting anyone. You're like Adam said. No one is going to hear what you said and go, oh my gosh, I guess I'm switching to alcohol.
Okay, great. I just, you know what I mean? Like I love this industry, and I kind of feel a lot of responsibility to it, because I was lucky enough to have the ability to do independent research, and so I kind of want to share that, And so anyway, on the 15th in Baltimore, that's when I'm going to be talking about it, Cannabis Science Conference on the cultivation track.
Well, I think if you could crack the code on the whole
Hyperemesis.
I mean, if you could crack the code on that, that'd be awesome.
It was just a wild ass guess, but I need to do more research.
But it's not that bad. I think it's a good.
Educated.
It's a good angle, because everybody just went, oh, it's neem oil, that's it, done. Okay, book solved case, right? And it was like, it can't be, you know what I mean? And because it could be, in a sense. I'm not saying it can 100% can't be, but it doesn't seem. It seems like very convenient to be able to just blame it on that.
We should have a doctor on the show to explain to us how one obtains a diagnosis of hyperemesis. Okay, because I just feel
a lot of the people that have them are I don't think they're really that. They're young people, and you meet them. I've had people that I've been really surprised. Really? You seem like such a stoner. How would that happen? I don't know, dude. Just all of a sudden.
If you came into the emergency room with some type of anaphylactic shock, like a bite from an insect, and they didn't know what insect it was, they would do some tests to determine what insect it was, and then after you recovered, they would try to figure out, did you have some allergy to this? We should come up with a doctor who can create a panel and have, if they wanted to participate in the study later, and have them smoke weed that is grown 100% organically without anything, without any contaminants.
And you just keep going in every week. I got another bite, dude. I got to get that test.
Well, because they should get it again, right? I mean,
but there's risks that come with that as well, though. Truly.
I had a friend who came down with it. He was hardcore stoner. Every time we went to the club and shit, we were smoking and shit, and he came down with it, and I was like, "Yeah, man, you're smoking bad bud or something like that." And he was like, "No, man, I'm getting it from my guy who's living soil, organic stuff." So he came down with it for a while, and then it kind of went away. It was weird.
But in with no offense to the organic guy, our good buddy JW was failing testing over an organic input because it captured heavy metals. Maybe it was just simply that I just can't wrap my head around it, that it could actually be the cannabis and not something that's in the cannabis.
Yeah, because this industry, the pioneers in this industry, did not have access to labs. They did not have, a lot of them didn't have microscopes, right? And they were just doing the best they could. And so now we've got things that scaled up so fast that like scientists didn't really have time to like check shit out. You know what I mean? And I was lucky enough to be just kind of bull my way into a place and be like, hey, y'all need this, and I'm gonna try to do it in that closet, you know. And then, but we saw results, so they gave me a team and we did some work. But most people haven't done that yet, and so I just feel like we all need to take care of it. You know what I mean? Do our own internal testing, make sure our shit's on point, and then we don't have to read the news and be like, I wonder if we're going to have an industry after this. You know what I mean?
You know what people can do to check to see if their plants have Fusarium, I think, without a lab. It's not technical. This is just like...
They have to answer 20 questions?
Is if you take your root ball after you harvest and you cut it in half, or you can do this if you have plants that are struggling throughout the growth, but if you cut it open and you see like that soft amber, it'll be the softest like tan almost on the inside. It's not like root rot where people think it's like what it would look like, I'm saying, of like black mold or something.
On the
like
roots?
That. On just that taproot typically is like where it'll be just like a little bit lighter tan and almost white still.
Is it crumbly or what's the deal?
So it's weird is you'll see a band in the plant is wherever your first transplant is it will start to puddle and like your roots will be weaker closer from that taproot out. And then where your transplant has that gap, say it's like 3 inches from the time that you harvest between the transplant and your new soil, those roots will be thriving because they're like, you know, they're keeping the plant alive. But your plant from the inside, it's like really weak. And I don't know, just as a little trick, you can just see that little soft tan.
Sweet.
From the taproot.
I'll check it out. Usually
Soft tan from the taproot.
Usually I just surface sterilize a piece of tissue and put it in a petri dish.
Did you get a nugget? Where's a nugget? That was a nugget, bro. That's a fucking nugget. That was a nugget.
But that's a good way to do it when you can't make a petri dish.
I mean, yeah, if you don't have access to a petri dish or a lab.
Or, you know, yeah.
Wow, it's not that easy. It's only more than
It's
just
not,
a petri
yeah.
dish. Yeah, I got a petri dish. What's up?
Lab's just a workspace.
And all that stuff.
No,
yeah.
you do need a way to keep it sterile.
Maybe you have a homie though that can test it.
Maybe what?
So what? Tell me about that.
Oh, I have
science.
a laminar flow hood in like tissue culture.
Oh,
lab and
laminar
shit,
flow hood guy.
Yeah,
over
like
here.
you know, you have a barbecue grill, you got a laminar flow hood. You know,
It's a good combo.
Yeah.
Right next to it.
I
That's why I have a laminar flow hood. I just put my barbecue underneath it.
I was about to say, you barbecue under your laminar flow hood?
Barbecue in the house.
Look at Mark and I.
I mean, that's pretty fucking gangster right there.
Yep.
If you put in like a mega, just the bar, like you didn't even have a lab. You're like, lab? No, I bought the lab in here so I could barbecue in my house. You're like,
I spent $6,000 on this.
Yeah, I spent $6,000 on the hood for my $300.
$50 on the barbecue.
Exactly.
You guys could never say that in front of Kim Kardashian.
Why?
In front of who?
Yeah.
I don't think I want to say anything in front of her.
And I'm pretty sure none of us would be allowed near her. So
None of us would want to be near her.
right? Like,
All right.
I have a hazy
What, does she want to
idea
buy
of who
some
she
weed?
is, but I still don't know why she's important.
It's important.
I have
Yeah,
no idea.
anyway.
You can't say the whole. You can't enunciate. You got to just say important. That's
She
how
was
it-
married to someone, right?
Don't know.
No, it was pre that. Yeah, didn't she have a sex tape at one point?
Damn.
Oh
Y'all
my
got some
gosh,
good
How
her
did we
dad-
get on this?
Her dad was the attorney.
HR.
She had to have had one.
O.J. Simpson's
No one
dad. Or,
Okay. Is it? It might be shout outs time. Oh, look at the time.
God. It's not yet.
no antsy. He just is
Not
ready.
quite.
for-
We got time. We got time.
What?
What?
You come to me, I can tell you all about it.
Mark, tell me about Bar Terptown.
Yeah.
Hey, it happens tomorrow, Saturday, at 4300 West Alameda Avenue. It's the third edition. of
Third
Denver's-
edition, man.
Yeah, man.
Turd edition. It's the turd edition.
What did I tell you about trying to be cerebral?
DJ Mark and Mark and Alan Denver are going to be holding it down for the funky lunch.
Being cerebral.
No, it was your funky lunch. You didn't even get
Funky lunch.
Yeah, that's why I said
You
the
said
funky
my
lunch.
bunch.
No, I said lunch.
In your post, you
I
said
know on the
bunch.
post I said
You fucked up.
lunch.
You fucked
so
up. You didn't
okay.
catch my
No,
email.
I think it actually autocorrected. I
It
didn't.
autocorrected lunch? No,
Yeah.
that would have been funny if it did. No, it autocorrected bunch.
Bunch.
Yeah.
Whatever.
My question about this event is, will they bring a microphone?
Oh, he
Yeah,
will.
we got one
Yeah.
right here. Yeah.
What, to spit?
He's
Yes.
gonna waka waka waka.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Oh, that'd be
No, I
cool.
thought I'd sing some opera.
Yeah, perfect.
Well,
too.
no, not at all.
No.
If you're a Mateo Lane, you would be doing that.
Oh,
Damn, y'all got some good weed.
can we?
It's just-
Can you rap again?
No, we're not yet. Come on.
No,
that's,
dude, no.
that's a closer. We don't.
Yeah.
Because they went, okay.
Yeah, because then
That was-
everybody's going to turn it off.
They're like,
We won't
that
be
was a
able
very
to see
nice
the
rap
rest of the
there you did there, sir.
show. Yeah, right.
Yeah, no.
What?
It's a mic
Oh,
drop.
hey, you
The
can
rap
show that
mic
to me.
drop.
I'll drop.
Show's over.
Put the
How
lid
does
on
one
it.
drop a mounted mic? That's what I want to know.
Put the lid on that and throw it over here.
We got 58s rolling around here, so
Yeah, there's 58.
What's a 58?
never mind. It's
it's
a microphone.
one of-
You don't use those.
Has to
things.
do with boofing.
It's
Yeah.
one up from this.
Don't
It's
worry
one
about
up
it.
from this
It's-
40.
You guys are
It's the
disgusting.
most important part.
I asked what a 58 is.
Yeah.
It's a microphone.
It's a
bro.
microphone.
Okay, that's an answer.
Hi, party.
Just listen to us before you ask questions, and you won't ask questions. How's that work?
I'm trying to help out every man.
Did you
That's a
see
48.
his face? You
Dave's a
threw
party
coal
guy.
striving.
Is Andrew noticing that the drops are him? Do you even hear those? Can you hear yourself all the times he drops you in?
Oh, no.
That's funny.
Oh, that's great.
It's just funny because he kept a bunch of them from you, and so it's just when it's hilarious to see people not recognize their own voice in drums.
Well, it sounds a lot different.
You're like, that guy sounds great. Who's that guy? Yeah. Hey, it's me.
Damn. Y'all got
So,
some good
no,
ones.
tell me about the others. Who else is going to that show? Is there anybody we know, or is it like to that science?
Oh, yeah. I mean, like the.
And who's okay? So who's sponsoring it? First of all,
It's
That's
the
number one.
Cannabis Science Conference. It's like its own thing. They do it in Portland and in Baltimore, or they used to do it in Portland. I think now they're doing it in Long Beach and Baltimore.
Okay.
And it's basically they have 3 tracks: medical. Oh fuck! I'm gonna fuck it up now. But anyway, at least there is a medical and there is a cultivation track, and there's another one that people are gonna remind me of later, I'm sure.
But this
And
is all, like,
basically anybody
big-
you can think of in cannabis science, cannabis genetics. Like, it's not like a trade show where people are like trying to sell products, although there are scientific like instrumentation companies there selling shit. But like mainly it's presenting new research on, medical therapies and cannabis technology. And so like, I think I've got a list that I could look at
I
and
just
maybe
sent
come
Mark
back to
the
later.
link.
I'm doing it right over here.
Mark's got the link. Mark's got the link. We can let Mark just
right here.
look it up
Don't
and pop it up.
Word. I am not a word.
Now
Where
I'm
did that
acting
come
like
from?
This is fun. How am I doing?
Here we go. 11 days away. Oh my God.
Oh shit.
They're counting you down.
Technology.
Tick.
So go to if you go up to the top,
Exciting.
there's like speakers,
Speakers. Oh yeah. Agenda. Speaker.
List of events, venue, accommodation, speakers.
Agenda next. Oh yeah. Speakers. Speakers. Speakers.
And I'm pretty sure you're looking for Andrew Hatch.
So these are the people. The
Barnhill.
August
Mr. Barnhill. I
personages.
helped him out on some projects. There you go.
There's a lot of smart people that present, and then they let me come too.
This fellow's being called the chillest dude in America.
That guy right there. No.
I was gonna say Mike's a grower. See, you can say who the growers are. Like, well, guy's got a beard and he's a grower. Yeah,
It's
the guy on
the
the bottom
people-
left grower.
It's
Hendrix,
the people
grower.
without PhD next to
Oh,
their
you missed
name.
me. I'm
What?
like unobtrusively looking like.
There we go. No, right? You just missed it.
I'm in
Go
black.
back.
I'm in black and white, man.
There you go.
Oh, look at you, Andrew Hatch, not looking like nothing like Andrew Hatch.
It looks like you
Yeah.
just got voted off of Big Brother.
Wow.
I don't know what that is, but
I like how you did
I
that.
see
You changed it up with the black and white too. You're like, I'm not going to be like anybody.
Yeah, I
else.
think that's why I missed it, dude. I'm like,
Right? Yeah,
there's
it's
something.
camouflage. Well, I'm wearing
National
urban
Cannabis.
camouflage right there.
You know what's funny though is your thing. You look like you're totally working for the enemy, like National Cannabis Risk Prevention. I want you to not smoke weed, prevent you from smoking weed.
No, it's risk prevention.
That's why they have you in black and white.
I know, but you have that. Look,
I only do a very small part, right? I only do a very small part.
Oh.
Microbiology. It's like compliance. It's like just like workers protection.
I get it.
It's, kind of like a framework for businesses so that they don't get caught with their pants down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, nobody wants
It
that.
sucks to learn by hugely costly mistakes. You know what I mean? Which a lot of us have done, in the industry. So
Yeah.
Today.
Yeah, as we're speaking right now, it's happening. It's going down in many ways and shapes. No, it's funny because so one of the top speakers on there was Dr. Barnhill, and I completely I helped him set up in Jamaica, got him linked up with Lennox Lewis and all the right people, and just boop boop boop. And then I was like, okay, so it's time to start paying now, and it was crickets, dude. Ding 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 ding. I was like, oh my god. Then later I talked to people in Jamaica and they're like, we ran him out, man. Don't you worry, man. We ran him out. I'm like, okay, I'm sorry, dude. I tried to I put it together. It was a perfect little project.
Yeah.
But you gotta pay.
It all comes down to paying. You can't play a video game for free. Why do you expect to get cannabis acumen for free?
Oh my gosh.
Well, especially when it's like any consulting gig, the first 10 minutes is when it all goes. That is literally, you can be tough and hold all the information back and be an asshole and try to work deals. But the reality is, as a real consultant, you pretty much want to help people out. You walk in and you're like, oh, dude.
You suck.
And you're like, there's your problem. It's usually within the first day because it's glaring, you know what I mean? Because it's way under... you guys did not think about this ventilation. It's usually ventilation. It's 99% of the time it's ventilation because you come in and you realize that no one thought about the plants in the room. They can understand the lights.
They didn't understand how the air has to move through the plants.
Yeah, and the dynamics of the how much they transpire and how much is going on. You just dumping there's thousands of gallons of water now in that room and it's going up and down and all around and moving around the room and doesn't happen normally. Normally, it's people in an office building with you know what I mean. So they're used to that kind of a vibe where it's okay, X amount of lights means this amount of heat, which means this amount of exhaust. But it's no, we're not fucking around. And people have gotten the formula dialed in better now, but still, especially on the old grows that are always before when people were just yeah, we'll do it like that. There was no science behind it at all. It was just pretty much taking a grow from someone's basement and magnifying it 20 times, and you're like, that's not how it works, dude. You gotta.
Yeah,
we should do a show on that. We should invite Nick Easley on the show because this guy, love him or hate him, has figured out how to monetize being a cannabis consultant. He doesn't give you that 10 fucking free minutes first, He's like, this is what I do. Here's my track record. You're going to pay me first. I am coin fucking operated, he came up with. And you pay me first,
coin operated,
and I'll tell
that.
You everything you need to fucking know.
I like that.
I prefer bill operated.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
You understand.
You get the vibe.
And I'm just saying, Vin, I had one of those
I got a credit card slice right here.
I'm not slurring.
What?
I had one of those big chocolates earlier, and I'm not slurring. So what's the problem?
What kind of chocolates are those?
Licorice chocolates.
They got licorice in it.
You need it.
Chunks.
Do they have weed in them?
Yeah, of course.
Well, awesome. Sign me up.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
It's okay. We'll wait for you to start. Sure. That's because he's made him way too strong where even he was getting too high and everybody was too high, and then it was just one big slur fest.
This one's in even them out.
She doesn't eat him anymore because of that.
She's over it.
Yeah. Well, we all
Now that we're back
remember.
there, though, let's talk about the gummies that we brought in. And
The Juanas?
The Juanas. We got a little video that came up for us.
What do you got?
Do they have non-infused?
You got a video? What is
Video for his Juanas.
So I can.
Oh, is this
those?
the commercial?
You want a video?
Is this the commercial?
You want a video?
Is
it flattering, or are you going to make them look?
No,
foolish?
I watched it. No, it's good.
their commercial. We can't.
Okay.
We're not making them look like anything.
Can we agree that cannabis is the greatest plant in the world?
Yes.
Yeah.
Great. At Wana Brands, we want to make our edibles as close to the plant as possible. And not just THC, but all of the terpenes, cannabinoids, and other crucial compounds that shape your experience. That's why we developed Wana Spectrum Live Rosin Gummies. With each flavor delivering
That's
a
who I spoke with.
one-of-a-kind high, these are the closest you can get to experiencing the full power of the cannabis plant in gummy form. Most cannabis edibles are made with flower that's been cured and dried. It's a tried and true method, but it can degrade the chemistry of the original plant. Live rosin gummies, on the other hand, are made by flash freezing the flower. It's very sci-fi. Freezing preserves the plant, including all the cannabinoids and terpenes in their living state. Once we've produced our popsicles, we use ice water, heat, and pressure to extract the trichomes, which is where all the THC and good stuff is produced. This creates a golden goo called live rosin. So, what does that mean for you? Well, by delivering live cannabinoids and terpenes, the compounds that give plants their taste and effect, our 4 new flavors are able to deliver a multi-dimensional experience unlike any other edible. Whoa. There's watermelon slushy with the earthy, pine-flavored terpenes
that was what we
preserved in
got.
our live rosin.
That one's my favorite.
That was tasty.
Fly free, little terpenes.
We have to have him on
And
the
then
show.
there's citrus sorbet, which has a terpene profile that's very bright and, well, citrusy.
He's had fish tonight, though.
Great
100%. Front row.
No, not front row, but he's going all 4 nights.
All right, well, there you go. Then we would have 5 redheads in the house or something like that. I mean, Jesus Christ.
No, I told him he had to go. He's 33. He has to do 4 shows. Are you kidding me?
Trust me, it smells really good down here. Ugh. Sorry, buddy. And finally, there's berry gelato that really leans into the funky, diesel-like taste of many classic cannabis strains. Hey, this looks fun. Let's float on back to the lab. It's the closest you can get to the adventure of smoking flower without actually smoking. And did I mention it's fast acting? You'll feel it in just 5 to 15 minutes. Bottom line, Wana Spectrum live rosin gummies are the gold standard for those looking to experience the full spectrum of the cannabis
Plastic plants. Full spectrum of plastic.
Could I take this home?
Sure, it's plastic.
That was.
I do like the packaging.
Oh, it's so bitter. It's so bitter. Wait, I gotta spit.
I don't speak English. I speak Japanese.
Nice. Now that was from Vinnie.
Oh, okay. That I wrote to that guy, by the way.
Oh, awesome.
The Terpenese guy, and on Instagram, and we had a dialogue, and then he told me to get in touch with his manager. And then, your fucking man? What do you? Okay, give me your manager.
Yeah.
Hey, did I sound like a clown?
Yeah, it was like one of those, like, you're like, are you kidding me?
And then he put some cloth over the phone.
Yeah,
He's like, whoa.
My name is Dave Nick Char.
I don't know who
I
this
do have
person
to say
is,
these
by
are
the
good
way, so
gummies.
I should not.
It's up in that, not like.
No, they're really tasty.
They're not melt in the bag gummies.
I wanted the 50 milligram one though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, come on,
I need
bro,
the soft
bro.
batch. I would eat too many of those.
Look at your phone.
I know
What
what's
a-
going
you almost
on.
look like Dave now. It's a big mess over there.
What? They're not on my phone. I wouldn't do that.
Wow,
I have what? I have a pile of stems.
What?
I have a dirty
Who's talking?
Q-tip.
Listen.
What the fuck?
Hey, it's time for. Is it? Nah, kind of ish, sort of.
10
Not
to-
really. Not really, but
We're
Considering
late.
that you're
we
like,
started
we're
late. Though. We
super
started
late.
late, so
Super
yeah, we started late. Sorry. We got to keep this
Super
party
late.
rolling. We got to keep this party
Super
rolling.
late.
All right.
Ah,
Next.
dropping.
We have a producer. He'll tell us when we need to do things. He always
No.
cracks the whip.
well, I mean,
Oh,
this
yeah.
is the time that we would start normally.
Normally, but
Yes,
we, but we
but
started
what's the
late.
clock
but we
time on the
started
show is
late.
what
No.
really counts.
No, I don't do that.
We don't want to jip our,
Oh, man,
our,
you're good.
I
our
go by
viewer.
the position of the sun in the sky, bro. Okay.
Listen.
Look at
I
you.
have no idea what's
What
going on
the-
right now.
Whatever.
You just don't harsh on my producing
Adam
stuff.
Dunn is our producer once again.
No call sheet.
Mr.
No call sheet.
Have we done it?
Oh, this is,
Mike?
wow, those
Mike
gummies
Denver?
kind of kicked you.
Well,
in the
I
butt.
just ate another of his 2-inch chocolates.
Shh.
Okay. Mark,
What's my
ask
point?
the guest what he thinks about eating mushrooms with substrate left on the stems. And then I said, really? And then, so there's the question to you.
To you.
I have no idea. So like,
That's gross. Don't you
like
gonna
what-
poop yourself?
I wouldn't think it would be clean. I would think there would be mushroom or like microbes there because basically the mushrooms just kind of like outgrow contamination. You don't have to do it super sterile to be able to.
I think if you maybe didn't, like if you fruited from like whatever you were, what you inoculated, like if you had grains or something like that, and you fruited from there somehow, like
I mean, it could
maybe.
have weird
Because
shit.
then you could
I
eat.
don't know.
I mean, I think as a standard, you want to try to keep it removed.
Well, of course.
Yeah, like I have no idea though because like no one has looked at that yet. You know what I mean? Like,
When it's dark and you're at a festy and you're just reaching into some bag and you end up with a big old
crunch.
What
chunk of
festies
stuff.
do you go to?
Oh, big old festy. All the week-long festies. Crust Fest.
Yeah,
Crust
dude.
Fest 2022.
Crust Fest.
We're going to Crust Fest 2022. It's going to be a big one.
Is it? Aren't there people?
Yeah, it's 20 years ago, bro. Bro. That wasn't a festival. Those were monthlies. It's the difference.
Everything I was told was to cut that shit off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, cut it off, bro.
So I ain't doing that.
Circumcise your shrooms. There you go.
Dave, I
did
need
use that
to
one.
use your fancy charger because mine's gonna die.
Mine's gonna die. Just put it down.
I just.
But it's not plugged in.
It doesn't have to be plugged in.
Okay, it's got some power still.
Yeah.
Really?
Man, that's fancy.
But they don't charge that fast. They don't charge as fast on that as they do with the plug.
Correct.
Yeah. It's like about half, even less. But it's cool when you're at your house, you just leave it on there and then you stay charged. And then you're good to go. Then it's always good to go.
That's what I like.
But so far, yeah, I'm liking it.
You keep turning your
I like
light
the
on.
red.
I know, I can't. It's weird. I just have to really concentrate to like keep it off.
Is the light for something, or is
No,
it just like?
The light
It just
sucks.
looks so good. Oh my gosh, no.
Well, you don't like
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
you
the
don't
light
like my
is the
sparkle
worst.
bong?
The worst ever. Oh yeah, you love
It's
it.
not like I'm Cheech and Chong or something.
Is Mark complaining that he doesn't have one now?
No, I'm
He likes his old card. I love the old one.
No, I'm butane.
Rob back.
Butane pads.
We're all over here, bro. We're all over here.
You guys.
Like,
Glass.
but check this out.
Glass. His is
I'll
on.
do it on light up rig.
Oh, is that some?
Light up rig, bro.
You should put some spinners on that.
Oh, I get.
Everyone would be able to see you if there wasn't that big glare coming from behind you.
Yeah.
Everyone can see me.
Everyone can see me.
Otherwise, it just looks like
Should we let the? We're not looking at the chat tonight, but should we let them know that stoned guy on the right is actually in studio?
He's on the other side of the room.
And now
this
he's
time,
stoned guy on the other side of the room.
No, he's not here. Actually, he just left.
Yeah.
Oh fuck!
He left. Fuck.
Oh, he was there.
Damn.
He was on the right, then he was on the left, and now he's out the door.
Wait, what should we tell people? You're not here right now? Oh shit! You said you turned this off, Vinnie. Fuck. Sorry about that, stone guy on the right. I mean, in the back of the room. I mean,
There was big.
fuck.
There was,
Hey,
there was
J-Lo, how are
big
ya?
requests before the show even started for him. It was
Yeah.
like, "Where is Block? Where is Block?"
No,
Where
they
is
did not
Block?"
say that.
No, they
They
did.
said stoned guy on the
No,
right.
They
At
knew.
first, it was
They
blocked.
knew exactly who he
No,
was.
at first, the first one was blocked.
They were like, "Where's Block? We want him back." we need to know what's going on. They were like worried about the pandemic on the moon. They're like, "What the fuck's going on? Is that shit coming down? Because that was real. That was real." They totally believe it. Look at it.
So,
He can't wait.
He wrote a book about a pandemic 2 years before the pandemic came out.
Oh shit!
On the moon though,
Yeah.
Prescient.
Well, that's just a little
or
difference.
Mars? No, wasn't it
Mars?
Mars. Yeah, sorry, Mars. Yeah, get your shit right.
Well, I'd rather one happen up there because there are no people there.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, you're not really
So
not down.
what's the prevention? What's the key to prevention? That's the question from the peanut gallery out here.
Key to prevention of Fusarium.
Wear a condom. I'm sorry.
Okay, so Fusarium is in a certain proportion of all the clones on the market. So starting from seed is one way to make sure that you're not starting with materials.
Can you transfer it with seed, like you can with HPLV?
No, I don't believe so. If you surface disinfest your seed, like which
Yeah.
you can use any peroxide-based thing for, that'll kill the spores pretty easily.
I just killed the seed right away.
What about?
Yeah, just kill the seed is much easier. Then you don't have to worry about spores.
Then you don't even have to grow it.
I send the seeds
You send them out
pre-squished.
crushed.
I crush the seeds before I give them to somebody. That's how I do it. Makes
But
it
there's,
a lot easier.
there's a lot to it. There's a bunch
my
of.
secret.
No.
Do you
it's easy.
recommend tools be
Guaranteed.
per plant? Like clean your tools between
Oh
each
yeah, you
plant?
have to. You have to.
Yeah, well, between each strain, sometimes if you've got a room with
No,
like
every
1,000 plants, I
You
mean,
have to, though.
unless you have a way like that,
just
that you
gotta
have
bleach.
wipes.
You gotta just soak bleach all the time. You just have to constantly transfer your tools. You have to have a lot of tools, not one, and keep
We
going.
used razor blades.
Razor blades, disposable, but also even your tools, just like have your 60% bleach shit.
I was trying to find. They actually have shears that you can get that have like an absorbent pad
And you
in the
slide it.
sheath, and then you put a sterilant in there, and it sterilizes each time you put there. But
Yeah, now you just Yeah, you really got it.
We had somebody come on the show that was talking about Fusarium once and said, I clean my tools every third or fourth plant. And I bit my tongue. I didn't want to say, I just thought that was so ridiculous.
Right. No, I mean, especially, because it doesn't matter if it's the same species, it's still a fucking different plant. So when one's infected, and you never really know, because sometimes on a plant it could be a certain branch is infected. Like it doesn't always move around the plant.
Yeah, especially these systemic infections, because there could be only a few spores just floating at random places. But the risk from that is like, you can have disease in the plant, but then they can also stay asymptomatic all the way through. And then if you don't have that analytical measure for water activity for the stuff going into jars, then you might have one ticking time bomb that reproduces on the store
back
shelf.
to scaring everybody.
Right? So
one ticking time, one freaking tiny little thing.
It's easy to prevent, man. It's not rocket science. You know what I mean? So it's just making sure that your controls are tight, making sure your HVAC moves air properly, right? Making sure your filtration is all dialed in.
I mean, those are all pretty standard things that you need to probably cover anyway. But is there anything else? Is there anything else that is specific to Fusarium as far as like cure all? Well,
so like you have to take it through tissue culture if you want to, like get rid of systemic infections and make sure that you're starting with clean materials. And so like quarantining and stressing, quarantining new clones before you put them in with the main population and stressing some, getting extras and stressing them. Because the problem with the 2 Fusarium species I isolated is that they're opportunistic pathogens. They don't cause disease in healthy plants. They wait for somebody to underwater or something else, and so you won't even know there's a problem until
they look for a pre-existing condition.
So basically what you're saying is one tiny little thing ruin everything, and you got ticking time bombs, and you're just loading them up, and you're pretty much
I've been told I'm dramatic.
Yeah, you're like that Adam ruins everything.
Hey, look, it's a meteor. Anyway.
But no, that I mean, again, all good practices, as far as
for sure. There's a lot more to it, but I don't want to
scare anybody.
Well, yeah, you already did that. Too late. You did that.
That's fine. I figure I'm going to do it in like 10 days anyway.
Yeah, with practice on us.
Let's talk about viruses.
Yeah, but those people, like, I think half the people in the audience are going to not give a flying fuck, but that's how it is with those things. You never know. But then the grower, you're going to be like, all the guys with long hair and dreads are going to be all like cringing while you're talking. Like,
hey, New York, you need to be paying fucking attention right now. You guys went from zero to fucking hero right now. You're producing probably, I would say after this summer harvest, you'll account for 15-20% of all the cannabis grown in the state. I mean, in the country.
I enjoy understanding.
I mean, you're producing a lot of fucking cannabis.
Except for Oklahoma, they got to compete with.
Yeah. Ain't gonna be able to keep up with those boys.
I don't think so. I think New York's gonna blow everybody out of the water. It's gonna be crazy. There's so much flour, right? Yeah, there's so much flour there.
From New York.
Oh. Hands up!
You're a cop of flat with a bull of Dick John.
How do we know that they didn't just shortcut and go buy clones from California, that are already infected and fuck up their gardens before they even started?
Yeah, so the Canadian group found like that just 25% of the clones on the market, on the commercial market for production in Canada are infected with Fusarium, just systemically. And so
when I was at Native Roots, together with the other ones that are not, and then you've got pretty much across the board.
When I was at Native Roots, we adapted FDA standards and did plate counts, did the HACCP thing that I was talking about, where we zoomed in and tried to figure out exactly where it was coming from, and we were actually able to rid the entire facility of Fusarium through a combination of tissue culture, plant pathology training materials for the management, and just kind of standard ag shit.
And how are they now? What are they doing now? Did they creep back in? Everybody know? Or
no. I don't believe so. I haven't been there in 3 years, but the guy I left in charge of the biology department was.
Pretty on board.
I went to school with him, and I knew I had to leave, and so I made sure I got him hired on, and was just
well, that's good. Yeah, because that can all get lost in the fucking
And so
in that, well, yeah, for sure. Like that's what happened to Sensi seeds. Like Sensi got all the genetics from Neville and got all the, we're killing it. And then he went and worked for Greenhouse. And in the 2 years, between 2 and 3 years, they just fucked everything up because they weren't really, they were trying to follow it like a recipe, but they were not doing their due diligence at all. And so shit was getting just going downhill quick, you know what I mean? And to the point where then Neville had to step back in and straighten it all out. And I already knew that the biggest problem was that the guy, Marcel, who was the main guy who grew for them, he was a really nice guy, and he was like your classic ag kind of grower guy who was good at what he did, but didn't give a fuck. He didn't smoke weed, hardly. He smoked a little bit of hash, but not even that. He used to be like, oh, you guys are crazy. Always he'd walk into the store, yeah, you guys, and we'd just be fucking with him all the time, you know what I mean? Just I'd be like, how the hell is Marcel not even it's so crazy? He was the main guy, and to them they thought it was the smart because they were like, well, no, of course we don't want a guy who smokes because then it'll be a big mess. And I was like, actually, you kind of do, especially when it comes to quality control. That's the most important part because that is what you're trying to do. And,
so here, I got a science question.
Yeah. Oh, science. Yeah. Science.
So I got a texted science question. It says, please ask Andrew about Delta 11 versus Delta 9 in those gummies. He said since they are Delta 9, if they're not run-of-the-mill isolate, this person is not a fan of edibles, so is probably looking to throw a ding your way.
Oh, dinging! He's dinging you.
So
no, he's not.
I'm totally unprepared.
Go.
For this.
What do I do?
I know the answer. So
of course.
Anyway, So the actually repeat the question. It was about Delta 9, Delta 11.
Delta 11.
Yeah, let's see. He said they are Delta 9. They are not run-of-the-mill. I hate edibles. No. So, okay. He said, I hate edibles because Delta 11 is all you get. So that's a common misconception because...
That's a conversion, right? I mean...
Right. It's not actually Delta 11. It's 11-hydroxy. And when you eat THC... that's been decarbed, right? Delta 9 THC, it has to go through your liver, which is why it takes a hell of a long time to eat edibles, and everybody's different, and it's unpredictable. And then you get this sedative high because it's converted to 11-hydroxy in your liver. The WANA technology bypasses your liver, and so it goes directly into your bloodstream. And so it remains Delta 9 THC. So it lasts shorter.
Pure gummies weed in your blood.
Fiber
just
weed.
Goes into your blood. That?
So you can
I can see it. Oh, it's going up my veins.
Even if I was to eat, the container or whatever.
The whole container?
Well,
it's only 100 milligrams.
That's what I was thinking. It's if you ate the whole thing, would it still you probably wouldn't wake
diabetes.
up as high or tomorrow.
Yeah, diabetes before you get high. That's the problem.
That's a good.
Yeah, maybe they last about 2/3 as long as traditional edible, but they hit you in 5 to 15 minutes, and I'm 7 minutes. I feel it, but I have to eat because of my massive tolerance. Most people don't have the tolerance like that, but I got to eat.
I think the show should do an experiment.
How many we can eat?
How many bottles? we need the 50s because seriously, the amount of sugar eating a whole.
They have fast-acting 50s, but they aren't live rosin.
No, we haven't got those yet.
We need to wait for the live rosin.
One day when those happen,
and we
feed them all to J-Lo.
J-Lo will not smoke for the first 20 minutes of the day,
and then feel we'll have certain. We'll do flashcards. We'll do flashcards with J-Lo, and then we'll see her pronounce really complicated words for slurry words. Lots of slurry words.
Dysfunctional.
Anyway.
Subpoena.
Yeah.
Restraining order.
Oh yeah, they will do all the good words. She knows.
So, do you want to do the little ads?
Yes. Oh, the little ad. Did you see how she just demeaned our all of the people that support the show?
I think they're great big ads. They're very nice, big.
Yeah, they're gigantic.
They're gigantic, bigger than life.
Let's have a private conversation for a second. Adam is the only person who's allowed to insult the sponsors.
Okay, well, let's start with buildasoil.com.
I do a good job.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you want to catch these hands?
Little big ads.
Buildasoil.com. 855
Look at that
877 soil.
custom Labor Day sale going on. They know what's up.
Oh.
They got mattresses. What's happening?
Should we look at it?
Oh, mattresses. I knew
20,
it.
10, 30. I don't know why I did
The
it in
more
that
you
order.
spend,
30, 20,
the more
10.
you save.
The more you spend, the less you save.
To get your little barley straw mulch for
Look
the
at all
winter.
this stuff that's on sale.
Look at she goes straight to the
Did it again, Jay.
straight to the barley mulch.
Yeah.
What's going on with you and barley mulch?
Did you do little barley mulch?
Guys, shit, I
you
just
don't
like
like
the word little. Sorry.
Sparkly.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh,
Yeah, I
sparkle
just like
gypsum.
talking shit. So I'm
Sparkles
sorry.
all over.
Sparkle gypsum.
Little sparkle gypsum.
Yeah. Little sparkle mineral.
you have
It
glitter.
does not sound
Little
better.
sparkle muscles.
You can't see the glitter. She got
I
glitter
can't
all
talk.
over.
Oh yeah, glitter.
Mustard seed meal. Sparkles.
Sparkle neem cake.
Anyways, buildasoil.com.
Build a soil, all the
Soil.com.
best in amendments, and if you were organic grower, it's your one-stop shop. So check them out and call them at 855-877-SOIL if you want to get the Dunn deal. Oh,
Stoned guy on the right.
Oh, everything's
You
fine.
have to call them, okay? Don't go to the website and
we
try to
go to the
enter Dunn
website,
deal.
figure out what you want,
Right.
call them up, say, here's what I need. I need the Dunn deal. What's up? What's up?
What's up?
What's up? Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
greenfarmsmed.com.
Greenfarmsmed.com.
And
Platte Valley Dispensary, the new home for Green Farms Med in Denver. So if you're in Denver and you want to pick up some organically grown, no-till grown cannabis,
$150 for an ounce out the door.
and beautiful.
Organic. How can you beat that? $150.
Organic.
Also, this is a far better done deal there. 8 grams of apothecary extracts. I always forget
Purple
the name.
Punch.
Purple Punch for $80 out the door.
Boom. There you
That's
go.
tax included, and tax on med is. I mean, it's on rec. Is like 42% in Denver.
I know.
Right.
Damn.
So yeah, 38, something like that. So you head over to Green Farms Med or Platte Valley Dispensary. It's right across the street from the aquarium.
Did you go? What happened?
I went to the aquarium.
Yeah, tell us what happened.
What do you mean? It was good.
Did you see fish?
Yeah, I saw fish.
If you didn't, it's
Did
a
you eat
shitty
fish?
aquarium.
Did you eat
Tell
fish?
us
No, did not eat
everything.
fish.
Because they have the restaurant
Seafood
there,
restaurant.
and I'm always like, "That's what you got to do. You got to go eat the
Yeah,
fish."
it's like, I'm going
Right.
to eat that
while
one.
you're looking at
Right.
fish, and
No,
they're like
that
looking at
one.
you like, "You motherfucker, that was my friend."
Don't you understand
my
Fisher.
buddy?
how the restaurant exists?
Why they just grab old fish from the
That's
thing?
exactly it. The older the fish, the better. Yes, it is. The old
Hell
fish get
no.
eaten at the restaurant at the aquarium.
I heard old fish taste better.
I'm sticking to that.
That is not true.
Totally understand.
It's so
I would like a
Yes.
source on that.
that is so not true.
Oh my god.
Old stanky
I
fish.
just wove that out of 100% whole
Stop
cloth.
it.
Yeah.
You guys are fish.
Anyway,
Yeah,
Platte
whole
Valley,
cloth is
Platte Valley
healthy.
Dispensary in Denver and Green Farms Med
Greenfarmsmed.com.
in Green Farms in the Springs. Oh,
We got a bunch. Bring a bag of
dude.
Ozo over.
yeah, go get it.
Yeah, how about you guys go get some Ozo?
How about Stone Guy in the back?
No.
Bring us a fucking bag of coffee on the table there.
No, you can't be seen.
I mean,
Everything
it's
is
not Stone Guy. I can't see anything. It's a blur.
I know, right,
I
Dave?
know.
It's a demanding motherfucker. Honduran. Eren Moreno.
It is
Small family sourced.
And it,
Awesome shit.
if you're coming to Bar Turp Town,
Yeah,
we're
you're gonna-
making a couple gallons of cold brew
Are
at
we?
the DJ booth.
Oh,
So
nice.
I
come
like
visit
that.
us at the DJ
Oh,
booth.
I like that. That's a good idea. I have a pour over deal too. I just got electric one. We can do electric pour over.
They released today. The Rafisa is back.
Rafisa.
We loved that one.
I liked
last
that
year,
one.
yeah.
It's a nice.
Anyway, overall,
Best
you gotta-
coffee you can get.
Get online. Go to ozocoffee.com.
And more importantly, get the done deal.
Get
Gotta
the
hit
done
their
deal. Get the done deal. Yeah, I got one of those exact little with the sneaky. Yeah, I got one of those.
Oh, Vinny's back.
Vinny's back. Woo,
Guess who's back?
We missed out.
Vinny's
You had
back.
sound
So
effects.
many opportunities.
So
for
many
drops.
good ones. It was just one after
I
the
know.
other.
Ozocoffee.com. Enter done deal at checkout. 20% off. Fantastic.
How
deal.
addictive are those things?
There you go.
We need.
Oh, wait, hold on. Go back for a sec.
What?
Shout out to Vinnie, who made a reel today about coffee gabagool flavor, and it's literally been viewed probably close to 10,000 times.
Yeah, it was like yesterday though, bro.
Vinnie Barbarino.
It was so yesterday.
That's so yesterday.
Yeah, he did it yesterday.
Yeah, who cares, man? Then it's basically non-existing at that point. At that point,
I'm
it's
just
like you
saying,
didn't even
like
do it.
you're like late if you, which is weird because you're like on Instagram all day long. So I don't know how you missed it.
Downer. You're such a downer, Mark.
Vinnie Barbarino.
Oh my gosh.
Gabagood.
Turd
10,000. He turned it up.
Good job. OzoCoffee.com.
They love you.
Green Bros.
Speaking of
So,
which,
Lance actually wrote to me while we were on. He wants to come on the show probably next week.
Come on, keep going.
Oh, you want me to do this one?
Talk over it. Come on.
talk over the Gabagood.
Lance wants to come on the show next week. Yeah, so we'll have him on. He's the Green Bros rep that got us the sponsorship, and we'll have that.
So he's gonna help. Yeah.
Now he is with Grove Bags, so hopefully, since
Grove
Grove
Bags
Bags was checking us out beforehand, they will now come on. In fact, Lance, I sent him a link. If you're listening, we'd love to have you on next week and let everyone know about the new Grove Bag sponsorship.
Yep, exactly. And I was
what we're saying.
I was just saying the same
Oh.
thing. You didn't know?
No.
Everything sponsored. Taking
No.
all. If you,
Thanks for
when you have
talking-
kids,
run this
when
by
you,
me, guys.
when you have kids, they're putting them through college. They already agreed.
good.
They agreed. They said,
Oh,
No,
when
we'll
you
give
have
put
kids.
MTI's kids through college because they knew you didn't have one. So they
Oh, no, they're already
funny.
there.
Yeah.
You
They
brought
go.
that up because I said to him tonight, and are we gonna?
Is it happening?
Are we
Oh,
possibly
my
getting knocked out?
goodness,
You know,
guys.
and
Like, is she pregnant? Is Poopsie
Stop
pregnant?
all
What's
this.
going on?
It's never
crazy.
gonna happen.
Are we
bro.
psychic? Is that what's happening?
No, it
Stop
won't.
it.
No.
we both were on that. He
something's
said
up.
absolutely can't,
Something's
so
up.
somebody's fixed.
So what about this? What about this trimmer that we were gonna get?
It's happening. Don't you worry. We're gonna find out next week.
You know what, Jess?
Everything is next week.
Oh,
Guys.
you shushing me when I'm over here. You're over here. Whatever you're doing over there.
You guys didn't.
Adam
even,
is the only one that can insult the sponsors, okay?
we already figured that
you
out.
guys
covered
didn't
that.
even remember it was his
Mentioned.
birthday.
That's been mentioned.
Oh,
So is this
we
another
did.
video? New
Wait,
video?
whoa, whoa, whoa.
No, it's not a new.
When
video.
was Mark's birthday?
I don't have a birthday.
I am so
I'm
high.
omnipotent.
I
Mark
said
all-knowing.
happy
2 days
birthday.
ago. It was not really your birthday?
It was his
Are
birthday.
you fucking kidding me?
He's one of those lame guys who doesn't tell you.
I wished him happy birthday, I think,
Yeah.
because Vinny told me
August
it was his
22nd.
birthday.
I don't give a shit about my birthday. Like the least I can have people talk to me about my birthday is the best.
Yeah, but the
Oh my
22nd is
gosh,
a
I
cool
can't
day.
Remember?
I'm
I
pretty.
know.
2-2.
This is my birthday.
The truth was, Vinny called me up and said, nobody's recognized Mark's birthday. Would you please acknowledge him? And so I sent you a text. I didn't want to call and make it too personal.
Yeah,
So a
that's very
text
nice.
I didn't
just
post
with a
it all
happy
over
birthday.
either.
And then you posted that guy with the shaved six pack.
That was good, right?
Yeah.
That was good.
I gotta wonder, but I kind of don't.
I did that. Did I do that?
Yeah, you
Sometimes
did.
I forget.
That was really good.
That was pretty good.
You know, the
You
truth,
did all right.
The
No, that
truth
was
is that when you call me or we send a text, that's the picture.
If I bring
That's
this
awesome, dude.
ever,
No, the funny thing
Did you
is,
see the teeth on that guy though? He had like the buckiest buck teeth ever.
no.
It was crazy. I was like, it's like Mark with like rabbit teeth. Yeah.
I didn't realize
And a
it was
dad bod.
shaved. I thought it was sunburned.
No, he shaved it into his hair, so it looks like a six pack. I'll find the picture later.
So I posted that picture and said, "Happy birthday, Mark!" to the best sound guy in
shit.
the industry.
I was actually at a talent show in Atlanta at this like rockabilly bar, and this guy won the contest by bending over and like he had pulled his ass fro out and he had this like perfect little ass fro mooning everybody, and I was like, he won for that. I was like, first of all, how did he not get arrested for that? Secondly,
Oh, water down.
have you ever done that, Dave?
Has anyone asked if Dave's going to ask what that actually is?
What?
What is that?
Okay, Green Bros.
What is that actually is?
Greenbros.com.
Greenbros.com. Enter Done Deal at checkout, 5% off your order. It's going to probably be the biggest Done Deal you'll ever get because their stuff is not inexpensive. It's quality.
Quality, man.
ApothecaryFarms.com.
Speaking of quality,
Apothecary.
we don't even have to go far.
So Brent replied back. He will come on the show. I'm hoping to get him on next week. I said, "How about next week?" And then he ghosted me. So we'll see.
I'd love getting good.
And we were supposed to have Kenji on next week, but then he's got some anniversary, so that we're pushing that one back too. So everyone's pushing us back.
Did you just insult me? I missed it.
Anyways, if you're into concentrates, go to Colorado, Oklahoma's concentrate focused dispensary, Apothecary Farms, where you can get some awesome butane run hash as well as some solventless hash oil as well. They also have cartridges, pods.
And they carry
If you get one of those
flour.
Hamilton devices, you could buy 3 at a time.
Yeah, dude. Actually, and they have good prices right now.
You could get
if
one
you
of
wanted to.
You could do it.
Whose flour do they carry, Mark?
14 or bolder. They wholesale their flour on the rec side. So go ahead and go in there and hit up the Dunn deal. It's a $25 gram of ambrosia and infused joint.
14.
Brent embarrassed me when I went in there once, started yelling, DJC's here! It's the guy on the can! Holy shit, he's here! I'm like, fuck
you on the can, man.
Yes. ApothecaryFarms.com.
Guy in the can, man.
I would do the same thing, though.
I would too.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Numbnuts.
Speaking of which.
Numbnutsco.com. Enter Dunn deal at checkout. You can get the CBD peanut butter, both in human
I hope
and
he's gonna
dog.
come by tomorrow. He came last time. He might come by
no,
tomorrow.
he's out of town.
Oh, he's out of town.
Yep.
Whatever, dude.
Does he
You,
have
Adam
the
Weiss.
Can you ask him for a personal batch of cinnamon almond butter?
A personal batch because it's out of stock.
Because they don't make it anymore and you can't get it.
How many fucking chocolates
You're that kind of.
did you
You're that
eat?
customer, the one that
That
comes
was
in and goes,
one
"Oh,
word.
it's sold out. Can I get that?" You're like,
Numbnutsco.com.
By the way, we're out of the fish tonight. What would you like, miss?
The fish. Make it happen. I know you can make it happen. I know you can
14er
find
Boulder
one fish back there
.com.
somewhere.
Click that pre-order. I was there this morning at 8:30.
Oh.
What, in the morning?
Yeah, well, I was in the neighborhood.
Oh my God! Can you
Are
imagine?
you happy with the rosin you're smoking? So
opening up a store and having Dave at 8:30 in the morning, like,
I brought
"Hello,
cookies."
how's it going?"
He goes,
Yeah,
like he already has his order in
and he's got his big
online.
giant
He's all
coffee.
like,
How big was your coffee in your hand? Huge. Monster coffee, right?
I already went to the ATM today, bud.
Hey, how's it going? You're like,
They are
oh, it's
I had
great.
the sweater over with tied in a bow,
Like, they were
and
like-
a button-down shirt,
Yeah.
and I had, what are the loafers?
Loafers in your tan
My
pants.
golf clubs were in the back of the Benz.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah. No, wasn't like that. I helped him
Dirty.
fucking shellac some wood.
Shellac.
Varnish or whatever.
Now I know
put
he's
on a
lying
stain.
because he said he worked.
Shellac.
Okay, I stood there and watched him do that.
Yeah,
I made him laugh.
I helped him
for-
shellac. How does that even
Anyway,
work?
14 or bolder.
Did you do one of those like where you held his hand and you guys shellacked it together?
No, it smelled really bad, man. I stayed back
That's shellac.
I just went there the other day
and
they
spent
actually-
$900.
Oh my God, they have such a good variety right now of strains. that
Where?
they-
14er?
14er.
Which you can see online here at
whole thing we're talking
14erbolder.com.
What, you got the menu? Popping the menu?
Well, yeah, I'm looking. I'm
it's-
just. Jeez, I
Go
do this every week.
faster.
You act like I don't do this like every week. And then we do this, and we're like, oh look, it's the guy on the fucking can.
Here he is.
I like foof.
Foof.
I want to know more about foof.
That was my grandfather's
Sure
name.
you do.
It's not it.
It's got to be a
Look at
DJC
it.
fucking cross.
No, it'll tell you what it is.
Volley bomb.
Bali High Bomb
Oh, hi-
and
sorry.
Heirloom Purple. Cookies
That's
and gas
totally
with candied
new.
accents.
Interesting.
We want to try
I've
that.
never seen foof. I like this name.
Do you want me to bring their flour?
Yeah,
Bring the flour.
I need some foof, bro.
I'll bet you do.
Look it up with that foof.
I know the devil's lettuce when I smell it.
14erbolder.com.
Oh my God.
Here's
We
your
love
menu.
them.
We do.
Their magic is so freaking
I'm rocking
tasty.
So terpy.
So
So
tasty.
terpy.
Yeah.
Therpy.
It's on the shelf
Very
right now.
therpy.
I
This
smoked
one
the
is
cherry
fire.
diesel
Derpy.
yesterday
Cherry
and the Jack Herrera. Or Herrera.
Herrer.
Someone listens to the show.
Oh, the Herrera.
You need the Price is
Hara.
Right fail every time somebody says that name wrong.
That's great. Yeah, you should do that.
Papaya cake, that one's
Because
fire.
I'll do it more than once, probably.
Anyways, thank you, 14erbolder.com.
Tropsicle.
Oh, we talked to this guy early on in the show.
Yes, we did. Tommy from Fish Shit. If you were watching the show earlier, we got to do the crotch view and the car crotch view.
In the car
In
crotch
the
cam.
car crotch view. It was pretty good.
It was nice. Up the
It was
nose, too.
up the nose, crotch cam. You know, we usually go for
And he had the glasses on the forehead.
the quality look
Oh
now.
my
But
gosh.
Tommy is going to be representing at the Cultivators Cup in Worcester, Mass.
Worcester.
Worcester.
Worcester. Saw the Grateful Dead in Worcester.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did they have billy clubs out and ready to beat you up when you came out of the place, or what?
No,
Back
but
in
it
the-
was the last time I enjoyed a balloon
Oh, yeah?
as a kid, not understanding really what it was when I
You were like,
took
"This
my
is the
face
greatest
plant.
thing ever." Oh, did you do the full face plant? Came up all woke up.
I came to with like dirt on my face, and I'm like, "What the fuck just happened?" My friend's like, "Oh, you bit the dirt, man."
Nice.
Yeah.
If we could have been there.
everybody
Now that should have happened. We should have that on,
On camera.
That should be on camera. But,
it would be 1990.
Tommy
right?
Tommy described his patented fish collection method.
Diaper removal system.
Diaper removal system. Diaper removal system. The
No
DRS,
fish are harmed.
The DRS.
No fish were harmed.
He
in
told us
making
about his
of this fish
DRS
shit.
machine.
Yep.
Yes. It's intense.
Why
But
is Mark making fun of you?
me?
I wasn't making fun of him.
Oh.
I would never make fun of him. Jeez, why would you do that to me?
Making fun of me, moi. It's okay.
That's
You're allowed, Mark. You can do whatever you want. Oh, you're busted now. I busted you.
Turn.
I just don't enjoy it. It's not an enjoyable
guys-
experience for me. I don't like any of you.
Nice.
That sounded like Mark.
Is that a new drop
It-
from you?
Yes.
That is a new job. I'm fresh.
You
I'm
got a lot.
fresh.
How many got? What'd you get?
Mark, pay attention to Vinny. He does stuff for the show.
if you are at
during
the-
the off.
Yeah.
If you're at the
During
Cultivators Cup,
Yeah.
stop by and see Tommy.
I don't do.
I'll have fish samples here tomorrow at the Bar Terp Town. So if you want to check it out,
Yep.
See what this
I got it. I got your shit right here.
Oh shit!
I got it right over here.
Oh, I
and
need
new products coming in
I
2
need a
weeks.
leader.
Apparently, new products coming. Not shit related.
Not shit.
Not shit related.
Not shit related. New products. It's going to be something he won't tell us. So
Fish urine.
So if you enter Dunn deal at checkout,
you're in luck. Yeah, we got.
I remember that shit.
Remember that?
I used that and failed a drug test in
You
high
failed
school.
it? Oh.
Yeah.
What, fish shit?
Oh, you're in luck.
urine to try.
You're in luck.
You're in luck.
Yeah.
It was something you could use to
Dude, it's
pass
funny.
a P test.
I passed a P test with something that was called Golden Shower Enhancer.
Golden shower enhancer.
Please tell me you have that as a drop next
That's
week.
disgusting.
If you don't,
He's got it. He's got it.
oh
He's
my
got to go back and
goodness.
find it.
I don't do that.
Yeah, he doesn't do that.
No, he would never
MTI is
drop on his
savage.
homie. These guys are
I
like,
do that all the time.
Oh yeah, they're
yeah,
friends.
They're buddies.
I know all about that.
They hang out for an
They
hour
hang
before
out
the show.
and
I should have gone to the aquarium.
AV Club gang.
And if you're into skydiving, Tommy's your man.
Oh,
He literally told us today that he went down to the show. They told him he couldn't bring his truck in, so he went and had a quick skydive before he went home. So that's the kind of guy.
Really? Like a quick? There's such a thing as a quick skydive?
Yeah, that's the way he.
Somehow.
That's the way he rolls. He's like,
Damn.
yeah, went and had a quick skydive. I'm going home now. I'm like, wow.
I told him to take his phone and to zoom us
From
because
the
he
air?
said he's only 3 miles up. I'm like,
Yeah.
did you get a signal?
Yeah,
He's like, no, I can't do that.
3 miles up. He's not 3 miles.
No, he said he was going high today.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's his vehicle. There's
I'm
the
pretty high today, too.
the shitmobile.
You don't want to go.
The shitmobile. So yeah, they go. But yeah, it's funny because he is avid, not avid.
Different avid J-Lo.
Relax.
Oh.
Calm down.
Just get back.
Avid parachuter.
Has nothing to do with that poison.
No.
it's the only thing I use.
But
on
yes,
my
fish it
tomatoes.
is the shit. So
You guys
check it out. Definitely will help your. Look at that,
Thank
Gary
Gary
Busey.
Busey.
What's he got Gary Busey going on up there? What,
I don't know what's happening. I just
what's happening? What is happening?
just
What is
I
going
just
on?
scrolled down and there's
How did Gary Busey get involved?
Is that really Gary Busey?
Yeah,
Sure looks
I
like
look
him.
at him.
Oh, that guy's batshit.
He is.
For those of
He's
you
been
listening,
drinking the fish shit. Is what it's
no, he doesn't. Oh yeah,
Drank
probably.
by Gary Busey is his favorite product.
Well, that's
He's doing
weird.
chug. He's chugging it.
That is a strange.
With those
rolling.
teeth, he's got those teeth, man. They're crazy.
Here's to feeling good all the time.
Gary Busey.
Fishheadfarms.com.
You love Gary Busey? You don't even know who Gary Busey is.
Turbo
Look at her.
White.
She's like, who's Gary Busey?
Turd wipes.
Go to terpwipes.com/donedeal. Don't try to enter Done Deal in a promo code. Just terpwipes.com/donedeal. Buy the subscription. This is a
As
must-have
you're about to do
product.
it, slap your own hand away from it. You're like, no, you said not to do it. Don't do it.
Terpwipes.com/donedeal.
I'm gonna do that right now.
Cultured Biologics.
No, you're not. I can see you're not. You're lying.
I would.
Oh, you're going to use one.
If
But
you
you're
come
gonna get
to
online.
me, I can
What
tell
are you
you
gonna
all
clean?
about it.
I'm gonna.
Your area is so spotless.
You know it's not a lie. The evolution of nutrients is cultured biologics.
The evolution of nutrients is culture biology. So their Eon, which is their evolution of nutrients, as presented to you by Mr. MTI himself.
What did I do?
The evolution of nutrients.
Yeah, I did.
Mushroom TI.
But yeah, super clean products, 100% organic, but not with the fear of not passing your tests or the unknowns. That's the beauty of this product is it's consistent, off the shelf, plant-based, and not in any kind of situation like a lot of these fertilizers that are about to go up in price and become really expensive and probably not use the same materials because they're going to not be able to get to them. Whereas these are all single sourced from their own source, which is huge.
Sweet.
Yeah. So we should have Tim and Andrew on the show together because I think you guys would jive really well.
That'd be awesome.
We'd be like stealing our friend, doing quotation marks there, and be the Adam and the Brain show. Oh, there we go. The brains. We have two of them.
So
we're twice as brainy around here.
Wait,
3 times as brainy.
So then what would our show be?
You're comparing our show to his?
No, I'm going to have more brainy people than he has. When he has the word brain in his
He's
show.
saying that we're dumb today.
No, You have to understand. When you think about anyone who is his guest, automatically is the brain by comparison.
I know.
You understand?
It's by default. That's right. But yeah, culturebiologics.com and obviously Done Deal. Contact them.
Oh, they are fire. I've watched Andy apply this to several plants, and oh my goodness, just from me being not the gardener, I can see what it's doing. It's absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
and so you find them at Cultured with 2 dots in it on Instagram. If you enter Done Deal, it's
15%.
15% off.
Yep.
Nice. Thank you.
Nice. Before you buy a LED, check your rebate.
Check it out. Go to illuminarlighting.com and check out their website. They have everything from CMH and double-ended and LED, obviously. Far red bulbs, which is their new IL8s and IL9s. And again, if you do want to get, if you're serious about it and you want to pick up lights from them, you should contact Scott at illuminarlighting.com, and he will get you the Done Deal for sure. He has to usher it through. Again, we just somehow we blow up systems.
That's all right.
Our Done Deal just.
They've done studies,
Yeah, studies, bro.
Yeah, it fucks it up. They we put the Done Deal in, and then website crash.
Very scientific studies.
Science.
With science.
It's science. Yes, exactly.
Check out the big
LEDs,
brain on
HIDs, illuminarlighting.com.
Fact inside.
So you have 3 weeks now from this show.
Oh.
But you should probably send it in now.
What's the email?
Done Deal
my God.
at adamdunshow.com.
Look at you.
What should we include in said email?
Well, you got to leave your phone number, and it's not because I want to call you
Get creative.
a lot, but I have to call you during the show.
You got to be creative because you got to spark his. You got
to be able to catch my eye.
As he's going through the
rough.
hundreds and hundreds and hundreds.
It is rough.
Hundreds.
It's rough.
He may see a word or a phrase or a thing, and he's like, "Oh my God, this guy."
Oh, that's funny.
Don't sound too needy, because if you're too needy, we might, but also don't sound like.
I don't know.
Dude, I got so many
Needy's
lights. I don't
works
even
too.
want your, I don't
Needy's
want your
work.
light. But if you send one to me, that doesn't work either. But somewhere in
works.
between.
It all works.
It all works,
Don't try to do the Dave deal, because Dave's deal was lame. It was like you just
doesn't matter.
All you
I
do
don't
is say
pick
his
'em.
puppy.
If you've already put in,
my puppy
put in
wanted
again.
the light really bad.
Did you win a
He had a
puppy?
bagel. He was chewing on a bagel, and you're like, this
yeah.
guy is talking my language over here. He's talking about bagels and puppies.
I'm gonna go microwave a bagel and have
Your
sex
chocolates just hit Adam right in the sledgehammer in the head.
Yeah, dude, I just took 4 of those things. Man.
I need more.
This is a good batch.
Yeah, this is a good batch. I'm on 4, and pretty good.
They're
Yeah,
pretty
4 on the
fire.
floor.
On the floor. So let us know why you need a light. Send us your number. Know the word of the month,
That's
which is
it.
at
Please
Illuminar
know
Lighting.
the word of the month.
Yeah, please.
Please.
Yeah, geez.
For the love of God.
Well, I mean, it bothers Mark when he has to hang up
Yeah.
on you.
I know, dude.
Wow.
Because I have to call someone else.
Yeah.
I have to pick
Just throw
another
anything out
email.
Gotta go through those hundreds.
Vinnie
and
was
hundreds.
ready. He had the stopwatch going. He's like, he's on the disconnect. He's got it going. I mean,
Wow.
like, you're
he
out.
knew how to run
That's
it.
good.
Yeah.
No, I did the stopwatch.
I'm a little
hard.
more lenient,
He
man.
was hard. He was
Yeah,
hard.
I'm like,
He was mean.
you know, you can figure it out, man.
Are you on the chat? Is there anybody on the chat that can help you?
Yeah,
Here, just email me real quick. I'll
Illuminar.com or at Illuminar Lighting on Instagram. Follow Scott at Illuminar or Illuminar Scott.
No, Scott at Illuminar.com.
Got it.
Yeah, there you go. Don't fuck with people.
Don't fuck with them.
seedsherenow.com.
Seeds here now.
Wow.
Nice one, man.
I was talking to
But
somebody.
why does he have those? I don't go back. Why does he have the like hold hemp seeds? I don't get
I
it.
didn't go back because I can't.
Oh, you can't. It's just looping. Like there's got hold hemp seeds. Like you don't want
Because you
seeds
want to
kinda
eat them like that.
Oh, okay.
So like you
That's a
want to
new look.
buy these seeds that you're buying from here.
I don't know. It's kind of scary when I see
Unlike
them
your Sunday.
de-hold. You're like, oh, I'll take them with the hold, please.
Actually,
take 8
if you read
seeds.
the fine print, it says those are Sage Master Select sent
Oh,
by Sage
no.
Master himself.
Oh,
Where?
bro.
Self-cracked.
Yeah.
Oh, those are mine. That's what you get when you order from me. Okay. Yeah.
Nice.
Where are we at? Now.
Seedsherenow.com.
Crack seeds.
Somebody brought up Chocolope today.
Oh, I love that strain.
I like it too.
I said my opinion was I liked it.
Exactly. Exactly.
I liked it the first year it was around, and then everybody started growing it, and it seemed to get kind of fucked up.
I've only really had a crappy dispensary version of it. So
It only lasted a short time in Amsterdam where people
Wow,
grew it good, and then
boys.
it also did really bad.
Yeah, I had one friend that grew it, and I've tried it once, and it was good.
Yeah, but what is it? It's not the strain, right?
And so
It's
I'll always have that.
I mean, it's just a combination of yeah. Some,
But like we were talking about, if you start from seed, you know, you greatly reduce your
Who-
chance of
DNA genetics. You can get them.
Who is this person?
Who?
Who
Which
is
one?
this person?
Short.
DJ Short. Who? What?
Oh, sorry. I
Come
only
on.
saw.
Come on.
Oh, you're fired.
My eyes are getting bad. My eyes are getting bad.
You, all of you guys.
Yes, wow.
Seriously?
Well, I'm sorry, we're all like this.
Listen, you're soft print. I have a big distance.
Man, I'm.
She has a big distance.
Is this a distance? This is.
It'll come.
She has a big distance.
Guys,
What does that mean?
She has a big. Dick.
Anyways, with seeds here now, you can't go wrong with these breeders that he
fuck
has
you, Dave.
on the roster.
Rabble, rabble, rabble.
Also, check out shnauctions.com, James Bean's Vault,
Yes, sir.
and let's take a little peek at the
I'm pretty sure James Bean might weigh 98 pounds when we see him in Oklahoma.
Look at that.
What?
Look at a little stash plant over here.
98 pounds.
No, he's just
Go on now.
He's
on a
like
kick.
6'5".
All right,
Gosh, he's that
198.
tall.
Huh? He's really tall.
Yeah.
Dang.
He's very tall.
Seedsherenow.com. Enter
SHN
Done
Auctions.
Deal.
SHNauctions.com if you want to go to the auction
Yeah.
site.
Boom.
And get some
Boom.
lost pack, last pack.
All that.
All that good
He
shit.
knew they were never lost. He just never had
No,
to
he's
dip
had
into
lost
them.
packs. He's had. In the beginning,
Oh,
it was started off with
ah.
him just literally finding them like, holy shit. I didn't even know I had these. And then, so he started his vault. But then now he's dipping into his stuff that he puts aside every time. So, James Bean, man on the scene.
Man on the scene.
James
Well, let's
Bean.
get to.
No, we can't.
we
Yeah,
gotta go to ma-
we got. He's what we're gonna do.
Going to Patreon.
We're gonna go to Patreon in a second. But Andrew's gonna wrap us out and drop the mic.
Oh, shit, am I gonna wrap?
I need a beat though.
All right,
dude.
do you want a? I got a.
But a better beat
can you
because last
somehow
time we had a
hook
lane.
this up?
Didn't we have a
I had
lane beat? You had vocals in there and you fucked them all up.
I have an instrumental on here.
Oh, look at that!
Will that work?
Yeah,
Can you
give
hook it
it
up
to
to
us.
this?
Send it
All right,
to
hold on.
me.
Yeah.
Let me get the fan.
Yeah, he can just play it.
And he's gonna sing about Fusarium,
And
right?
then
That's gonna be all about
what are we gonna
Fusarium.
do? We have mic up
Fusarium.
speaker.
Yeah, like I
you
don't
gonna do?
know how to hook it up, but
Oh, he's
where
doing
it's at.
something.
Yeah, I'm
Look.
doing stuff. There's things happening.
No. Vinny's doing stuff.
Oh,
Look at
okay.
this.
As long as things are happening.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Vinny's got it under control. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, that's
Hey.
it.
Oh, he doesn't have a.
Here we go. Yeah, all I have is the. I got like.
Is it iPhone?
Yep. iPhone.
Yeah. Do it.
Dude, we're all set. Here.
Look at this.
Either
He's
hand
all
it down
set.
or roll around.
Look at how set he is.
Look at how set.
Dang.
So I wonder if you sure you don't want to switch seats?
So J-Lo was gonna do
What's she gonna
background
do?
vocals.
Oh, you're gonna do background?
No, but
No,
you
she's
said they
gonna
were lame, so she doesn't want to do background vocals now.
She's gonna drool.
Oh,
because you're like, oh yeah, I know, yeah, I get it.
It wasn't
No, that's fine.
background.
I get
you
it.
had vocals that just cracked.
I forgot though. I didn't remember, man.
You're fired.
Can I have this
I
water?
thought you were a
So
professional.
fucked up.
I was just trying to
That's
place
fucked
diamonds
up.
of sauce, man.
Yeah.
Totally fucked up.
All right.
All right, I got sauce before we come.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Hold on.
Wait.
Are we? Is there?
This is our version of
Do we need
drain.
to like gather?
We got a theme going on, or we
Let's talk about viruses and bacteria.
Yeah, viroids.
Viruses.
One person at a time.
This is some Dre and Eminem shit here. Come on.
Now you know how we feel when we're listening to this show.
All right. Anybody in the room recognize this beat?
Yes.
Here? Yes.
Of course.
Of course. Yeah, that's because we're all old. But when I do this, like at open mics, I ask that question, and I'm like, yeah, okay, you one person, you know. Anyway. I grab the mic first, you're forced to take seconds. My rhymes like a pissed off DJ. I break records in 8 seconds, not miles. I'll be dissecting your child. You probably record your wild, but I'll be checking my style if I was like you. Can you start that over? I think that's the, yeah, that's, okay, that's it.
That was the beginning.
Sorry. You know, y'all made me smoke a lot of weed against my will.
That's how we do.
All right. This is where it comes in. Damn, y'all got some good weed. All right. I grab the mic first, you're forced to take seconds. My rhymes like a pissed off DJ. I break records in 8 seconds, not miles. I'll be dissecting your child. You probably record it wild, but I'll be checking my style if I was like you. You don't recite true, you've been holding like a window. I can see right through your fallacies. Your whole mentality's fake. I'll probably fuck your girl and your salary take in a vest. While I'm feeling on the breast, this dish is best served cold, bolder than a vicious pest that's unexterminatable. Thunder that's uncontainable. Wonder refuse the lamest fool, blundering unrestrainable. But oh no, not another white rapper to write faster than light past through a glass that's half empty. I rap simply, cause it's probably a habit and not be an addict. Strung out on shooting polysyllabics. This hobby is tragic. I'll be wildly fanatic. This gotta be the havoc inducer. Had a producer, but hacked in the bits. Had to be slicker, slit his body cavity ripped. So badly a stitch, ain't gonna fix shit. Gravity's quick. Splits quicker, piss fire, spit liquor. The script flipper, human time bomb, the tick ticker, the Vic sticker. Shit kicking, shit talking, chick stalking, sit funkin' switch back into the brick. Toss of the sick, proper shit talking, and proper flow dark is the art that I practice. In fact, it's harder and harder to match this fatness. You whack bastards get slapped backwards, you crack shattered, impact scattered, you whack ashes. Yeah, I couldn't be colder. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. It could go on for too long.
It could go on. It can go on Patreon. It can go on in Patreon. But anyway, thanks.
Well, we
That's
do
awesome.
another one in Patreon.
Thank you.
Yeah, what? Who? What?
We can do another one in Patreon.
Oh yeah, if he wants to hang out with us, then we can do
All right.
crazy in Patreon.
We might have some like
He
interesting
can
and fun to
curse.
do on a Friday. You know, like most of us should.
Oh,
You know,
he
I go
microwave
might-
a bear and have sex with it.
How's that?
Schmoopsy wanted to do something tonight.
Oh,
is
something's
what
going
he's
on.
saying.
And
Actually have
is
to-
she sitting there rolling? Is she going back and forth on
Fuck
that?
it, man.
What are you talking about?
The old, you know the tricks. Knees up, roll around a little bit.
Oh,
yeah,
Jesus.
you know what's going on. I know what's going on.
That's fucked up.
All right, so I want to thank all of the
Dale Sky
guests,
Jones.
obviously Dale Sky Jones, and everybody at Oaksterdam. Congratulations on the 24th. That sounds like an awesome event. Keep your eyes out for that. Andrew, of course, for coming in the studio. Where's our guy? Where'd
Thank
he go?
you for the wanna.
You guys
course.
scared him off.
Oh, right when we needed him most.
I still don't know who this person was. I just saw him.
It's okay.
Well, that's all you needed.
Stone guy.
He's the
Stone
stone guy. He's usually in your seat.
Stone
really
guy on the
high,
right.
and he gets so high, and he wrote that book
Oh, got it.
about
Awesome.
the virus on.
That explains
Now I
everything.
understand.
But he wrote
yeah.
it 2 years ago, so that is kind of funny because it's one of those ironic things where it's
No,
like you-
before we say 2 years ago. He wrote
Oh,
it 2 years
two
before the pandemic.
So he wrote it 4 years ago, exactly. And it was like, oh shit.
We didn't even plug our Patreon like at all. Like if you want to see our after show,
Oh yeah, 'cause you know you do.
Subscribe.
After show is it's when it
it's
goes
like
off.
there.
It's when the chocolates kick in on J-Lo.
It's pretty much when J Lo can't talk. She's like,
So messed up because it's the truth.
it is a. And then yeah,
That's fucked up.
It's fucked
Yeah,
up.
thank you, Dave.
And if we got anything secret to talk about, it's going to be going down there.
Yeah.
That's
Have to pay to listen.
yeah. You got to pay $1.05 a week,
Yeah.
and you get a bonus week every time you have a fifth week. You know, a little fifth Friday or whatever, because that happens.
Yeah, he's on the
What
street.
So you get 4. You're paying the $420. You get that 5th week. Woo! It's free. That's profit. That's pure profit.
Pure profit.
Yeah, pure profit.
Pure.
Yeah.
I wonder if I'll ever get paid one
Podcast
day.
There he
profit.
is.
There he is.
Nope.
There he is.
Oh, he did.
He saw you pointing. He saw you pointing.
It was just a sighting.
There's
Like a unicorn.
Block
What
sighting.
is that?
Yeah. If you want to hang out with
The
Block, I think Block's going to be
barefoot
coming
guy.
back.
So
I
if
think
you
he's
want to
gonna-
get a Bucko 5 in today, because it's
Bucko
$420 per
5.
month on Patreon.
with a
Or-
bonus, with a couple bonus,
With a couple bonuses.
weeks. Yeah, a couple bonus weeks.
What?
If you live outside the Colorado area and you were thinking, I haven't been to Colorado in a while.
Come tomorrow.
Next month, well, if you come tomorrow, that'd be great.
Get on a plane, come here now, Bartertown.
But next month, you have 2 events. You have Champs Trade Show, and you have Canicon. Both of which the Adam Dunn Show will be at, or a large contingent thereof.
We'll be in and around.
I want to say that JLo will be there, but we all know she's going to blow us
No,
off.
someone's moving. Or
Wait, what's going on?
Is there
What are we
horses?
talking-
Horses?
She reposted it, so this might mean she might
Okay.
actually make an appearance.
Which one did she repost?
Impressive.
Canicon or Champs?
Can't
Oh no, he's talking about Barturd Town.
Barturd.
Oh no, we're thinking
she's not coming to Bart.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
over under.
Give me a fucking break. No, 0.
Zero
No chance.
is the under.
We are going. We have to do all of the things.
What?
This is the thing.
Okay, we're doing.
Yes,
the
This
thing.
is
all the things.
I know. Oh, deep.
What is in this?
Third eye.
That's vodka.
It's
That
vodka,
is
man.
pure rocket fuel right there.
It's vodka.
It's fucking vodka, man.
Fucking vodka.
Listen,
So
I couldn't drink
you
it
coulda had
though.
that drop.
Honestly,
They're saying
it
that
tastes so gross.
next week Adam should have his head shaved
Fresca.
like Dave for sure.
I'm getting my hair cut. For
Dave's head is shaved?
Yeah.
I'm getting my head
Did you
cut.
stop
Well-
cutting?
My haircut, my head.
It matches your back because he was shaving your back before the show. Like, remember?
Is that what it was? Shaving backs now? We're shaving backs?
You guys are such
We
slow
switched it up.
blowers.
Anyway, if you really want to enjoy more of this incredibly highbrow humor, just come on over to Patreon because
Come on over to
It
Patreon.
gets
you
better.
know when it comes to cannabis
gets way
podcasts, talk about
It does really?
I
yes.
We're
It gets
the
so
I
much
think
better.
so.
We're the champs.
Cheesecake
Definitely
Lady's gonna be here tomorrow.
No,
That's what
No.
Tu just said in the chat.
Hell
Does she
yeah.
have
Really?
Dude, that's
cheesecake?
awesome. Like, if
Hell yeah.
so, we should.
Wait, then he has to confirm that. You can't
you have
throw
to.
that
You
around.
can't just
She's
throw
coming
that
with-
around.
She has.
Actually,
Jessica,
if you can help her
have
out,
a
if you
spot.
know who she is, she's on Venmo and she needs money for all the parts she had to spend.
I know.
Like, what kind of
Well, no, then
cheesecake?
everybody needs to come tomorrow and buy an edible.
Support-
drive all the way
or
down.
buy
Yeah,
her.
buy a cheesecake.
Support
Fuck
Cheesecake Lady.
Yeah.
Suppose cheesecake.
So have treats, he says.
Oh my God. Tell her.
For real.
Spot.
I mean, I haven't seen her in a long time.
No,
I know,
that's-
dude. Like
Are
he
you
says,
gonna buy
coming
me?
all
she
the
was on
way
the
If you're
show.
in Colorado
I
and
met
you
her
want
in
to see the
2000
twirling hippie, come on
Like-
down to Barturd Town tomorrow. Come on down to Barturd Town.
So long, you know.
We need fucking
Wow.
Les to write us a song.
Well,
Yeah.
we should share a
She used to
All right.
wear the cowboy hat and walk outside of
Shout out to my
Cervantes.
beautiful wife Cece and little Nick, or big
PDX amazing.
big PDX,
PDX amazing.
Oh, big.
big
Jesus
time, big time,
Big Nick.
big huge,
Capital N.
huge.
Nick.
Man,
He's got new,
I just go with MC.
new,
Nick. Or
and
MC.
improved.
All
dudes.
right.
So if you're, come on down and check us out on Patreon. See you guys.
Yeah.
Peace out.
Peace.
Bye.
Debs.
Shout out to
40 records being played on every radio station in the United States is a communication to the children to take a trip, to cop out, to groove. The psychedelic jackets on the record albums.
This is a special question. We don't want you to smoke genetically modified ganja. We want you to smoke the real thing.
Me?
Want you to smoke the natural herb.
Sweet.
Some call it marijuana.
Sweet.
Some call it sesame.
Sweet.
Some call it lamb's bread.
The tea.
And some people call it